Hey everybody, how are you tonight? It is a lovely Tuesday evening here in northern Michigan, just a scorcher outside. And I thought it would be nice to stay indoors and cool off and and see if we can't do a little mining tonight. So without further ado, how's everybody doing? I thought we would do some kind of final PTU testing tonight. So I hope you're all doing well, looking good here. Just wanted to double check and make sure I'm got everything I'm looking for. Kojak, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. How you been, Kojak? Cool. So yeah, we're not going to waste much time, you guys. We're going to just kind of pre-flight here on the old Prospector and head on out. Got an Atlas drive on it tonight. And not a whole lot more than that. Of course, I do have some Brants on board. Shadow Catcher says, wow, good time. He just turned on my computer. Top of the evening to you, Shadow Catcher. How are you, my friend? 40 degrees Celsius in the UK today. Everyone is melting. Kojak, I hear that, man. It is an absolute barn burner out there. I know, that's for sure. And yeah, that's crazy. Halliday, good evening, Halliday. How are you? Ross, how are you? Hello from the future. Hey, Ross, what's happening? How are you tonight? Nice to see you guys. Already 4 likes tonight, you guys. We're getting right off to the races real good here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the Prospector. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're just going to do a little bit of mining testing. Boy, this patch is, I'm just going to knock on some wood now. It's been pretty darn stable. And Chris Bates says, good evening. Just walked 5 miles home from work, but ready to relax and watch the show. Oh my goodness, Chris, that is crazy, man. Spirian, good night. Good evening, Spirian. How are you? Nice to see you, Chris. That was a heck of a walk, man. You better get yourself a fresh glass of water for sure, man. Holy 5 miles in this heat. So yeah, you guys, I'm actually starting to set up a professional stream all of a sudden. It's gonna take a little while, right? But I've got Nightbot set up thanks to Kojak. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you right off the bat. I appreciate that, sir. That is fantastic. It means a ton to me. Keeps the lights on, keeps the coffee flowing over here. But yeah, I was about to say, I set up Nightbot. I'm starting to get stream elements set up. You guys aren't going to recognize the place after, I've been really blessed to get myself in a little group of guys who are content creators. Star Streams was very gracious to invite me into that group, and I'm learning a lot from those guys. Hello, everyone. Says Vic, just got off work. Got some Chick-fil-A ready to log in and trade. That's awesome, Vic, man. I love a good Chick-fil-A sandwich. I really do. Wanted says, hey, hello, when exactly is the update coming? Wanted, I believe the update's going to be coming by the end of the week now. That's where I'm at. I think it's going to be probably by the 22nd. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really cool thing. So, Kojak, I thank you so much, man. That means the world to me that you would join as a hand miner. And like I said, it keeps the lights on, brother. Keeps the coffee flowing. Jazzy Cat, good afternoon, Jazzy. How you doing, Jazzy? Nice to see you. Kojak says, dude, you have helped me and so many people. Please, least I can do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kojak. That's what I'm here for. I love helping people learn how to Quantanium mine. And all sorts of things in Star Citizen. Yes, that's exactly why I do this thing. 7 likes already, you guys. We're off to the races today. And so, yes, we're just going to kind of keep it even. We're just going to do a little mining tonight. Nothing special. Double check that all the scanning mechanics are kind of working how we expect them to work. So there's no surprises for this launch that I truly believe is probably going to be coming, sometime, maybe by the end of the week, potentially by the end of the week. I've been calling the 22nd for a long time now is when I thought it might go. But, it could be sometime next week as well. But sometime soon here, we're definitely going to have the 3.17.2 update. So off we go. I'm going to head towards HURL5. We're going to jump out of here at 7.8, and we're going to start looking around and see what we can do. So yeah, it's a scorcher out there, you guys. I mean, it's been a scorcher in northern Michigan. Rusty Long says good morning. Hey, Rusty, how are you? Nice to see you. Absolutely nice to see you, Rusty. How have you been? Already got 7 likes going today, you guys. Nicely done. Love it. Kojak says, so what's the largest rock you mined with 3 Brant, no gadgets? Well, you know what? You're probably going to be around a 5,900 is going to be your max mass, Kojak. You're never going to run into anything that big in the Aaron Halo. So the Aaron Halo is really going to be kind of more in your wheelhouse with that particular size. But, you know, tonight we will run over to Lyria, and when we run over to Lyria, we probably will find a bigger rock or two, and sometimes you just have to pass over those, that's for sure. 109 degrees here, says I am Dave. Oh my goodness, Dave, what the heck? That's what I think you mean anyways. Cola552 is asking an excellent question. Is the mole fixed? The mole is absolutely fixed. Kojak says, mine 6 rocks, 2 Brant, 1 focus. Yeah, that's a great setup for sure. I'm a Lyria guy. I definitely understand if you more are on Lyria more why, you know, something that's going to cut through the bigger rocks is going to be, you know, more appealing. That makes more sense. It makes a lot of sense to me. I do tend to find that even if I end up flying past some rocks on Lyria, I still do pretty well. So, you know, that's just kind of how I handle it. Vic says, yeah, that coronal mass injection is expected to fully hit us by tomorrow. I'm hearing. Hopefully power stays on so we can play SC. I can understand what you're talking about there, Vic. It is a scorcher outside. I mean, it has been just hot, hot, hot. Even here in northern Michigan, it's been incredibly warm. So, you know, that's definitely a thing for sure. So we're going to pull this mining laser out. And we're going to kind of get our first kind of scan going. Ooh, we got lots of opportunity markers here. And let's just kind of see what we got here, you guys. That is an E-type. That is a P-type. Oh, the servers seem to be, you know, responding pretty well so far tonight. That is for sure. All right, I'm going to move in towards this guy here and see if we can't close the gap a touch. Once you get within 12.2 or so, that's a cluster that's not going to kind of communicate back. Let's go ahead and grab our... All right, just kind of get our opportunity markers back rolling again. That one's not chit-chatting with us. What about this guy here? That is a P-type. This one is really close. That's a Q-type right there. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to kind of, I can actually even see that guy right there. We'll go ahead and approach this Q-type and see what we got. Right off the bat, we kind of hit a nice Q-type there. 104 degrees. You know, and I believe maybe that's San Antonio, Marin. How you doing, Marin? Nice to see you, by the way. That is crazy. San Antonio, Texas, 104 degrees. This is not going to be a great rock, you guys. This is going to be a blue cat for sure, if I were to guess. We'll poke her with the laser just to keep it honest, but I think it's going to be a blue cat for sure. It is. That's a 2%er right there, so nothing to write home about, but you want to know something? You know, a Quantanium rock nonetheless. So we'll just kind of roll this guy back to a 180 scan. We'll reset. We'll get some opportunity markers, and off we go. So here we got, that's an M type. Look at all the opportunity markers. This is really nice. That one is not communicating with us. What about this one here? That's an E-type. All right. Boy, it does seem like, you know, we're getting some good, results back. That's an M-type right there. That's an M-type cluster right there. So good stuff. And I will just kind of, once again, you just kind of reset and keep your foot to the, keep your foot on the gas. Wow, 104 degrees. You guys, it has just been blistering. All right. Not lost on me at all. Northern Michigan is usually not nearly as warm as it's been this summer. That is for sure. We'll take all the warm weather we can get, but I definitely understand some places, it's where it's, we're certainly not used to this kind of heat we're getting either, but, like I said, you take all the nice summer days you can get here in Northern Michigan. A lot of time where you don't get that. All right, so this guy here. What about this guy here? That's an M-type and a pretty darn big cluster of them. That's an E-type. Yeah, we're kind of... Alrighty, we'll keep on moving here. Oh, quite a few opportunities there. What about this guy here? Not chatting back with us. What about this one here? I tend to find when they don't kind of ping back, that kind of comes in bunches. At least that's been kind of the meta lately. See, you know, like it just seems to happen in bunches that they don't. But, you know, you kind of just keep on cruising right back towards, you know, your marker and just kind of just keep your foot on the gas and it will normally work itself right out. No big deal there. 13 likes, you guys. Wow, we're off to the races already. That's a P-type right there. Creator of Images says, I imagine myself sitting there in this ship and doing those scans. Love it. Some people are afraid of the loneliness of space and having only a hostile environment around them, but I would kind of love the peace. I agree 100%. It's one of those things, like, this is kind of how I vicariously kind of, you know, kind of exist in a future world that I'll never see. I know what you mean, creature, for sure, our creator, for sure. I mean, it means it is. It's an amazing thing. I mean, I do love the solitude of mining, you know, occasionally. I like, of course, sharing, you know, time with you guys as well, but I understand what you're saying. I fully embrace what you're saying. I love the idea, for sure. All right, what do we have here? This guy doesn't look like he's going to be giving us anything. Halliday says, the heat in Texas attics means it's like a heart attack. Yeah, fair enough, brother. I get that. Marin saying, at Space Shorts, do you need to adjust the scan angle after ping based on the distance? It is kind of based on the distance for sure, right? So yeah, I mean, what you do is I have the scan angle at like 179, which kind of puts a cone out in front of me. And that gets you the opportunity marker, but then closing the scan at a distance is what's going to give you kind of the scan results. Notice that's a P-type that shows up. You know, if you are in closer, you maybe could roll back a little bit. I tend to find that I do okay just kind of staying at the most locked in amount, but I do think that there's other use cases where you can kind of roll it back for sure, and be like at I definitely will roll back to 90 once I hit like you know, like Quantanium clusters or whatever. So yeah, excellent question for sure. You definitely should spend a little time adjusting that scan angle, because it does make a difference. It does make a difference as far as, you know, kind of how quick you can get your scan results. And the most important thing is at the great distances that you want it, you'd really want to kind of weed things out at the biggest distance you can, if that makes sense. If you're not going to be flying towards it, you know, and that's really one of the beauties. If you don't have to, you used to in Air and Halo have to like fly right up to things and look at them. But if they don't give you a type anymore, don't waste your time. Just keep on cruising. Where no one can hear you scream. Yeah, Rusty says where no one can hear you scream. Yeah, that's awesome. I hear you, Rusty. That's funny. Chris Malky, welcome to the channel. Chris says, this may be luck. This may just be my luck. But scanning from a far distances always seem to trigger the unscannable rocks. I've never had an issue when I'm close to the rock. Oh yeah, I definitely have followed them in when they won't give me pingbacks, and very rarely do they ever allow me to scan them from there. And I'm not saying I have been use cases. There's definitely been a few times when like I scanned them at a distance and they didn't give me a pingback, and I got close and they actually did. But I just don't even bother to approach them. If they're not a Q type, I just keep on cruising. That's an M type there. There's a Q type cluster right there. It's exactly what we're looking for. So yeah, excellent question for sure. Now here's where I'm going to roll to a 90 scan. Notice it keeps the ping marker out in front of me, you guys. And then as I'm approaching the rocks, like notice I'm not pointing directly at them. I'm off to the side, so I'm not going to run into them. You know, if I roll up on them, I'm moving at a pretty reasonable clip. And this looks like it's going to be maybe a 4-pack of Quantanium rock. So nice cluster here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what we have as I'm approaching. I'm closing. They're at about 1,500 in closing. Yep, exactly. And so in we come. Nice Q-type. Was able to identify it at a great distance, you know, pretty far out. So this is awesome. This is a blue cap here. This first one here is a 2%er. This one here is not going to be much better. This is probably also going to be a blue cap or maybe a 3%er or something. It doesn't look that good. Let's get in a little tighter. Yep, a 3%er for sure. We got 2 more to scan here. This is going to be an okay rock and probably not fantastic. It is a 51 by 20. Yep, we'll probably end up mining that one for sure. What's this guy here? We'll see if this is any better. It's also a 5122. It's not going to be any better. So this rock here is a 51 by 23.5. This is not a bad rock. You know what? This is a decent rock. It's not going to be a unicorn by any stretch of the imagination, but it definitely will get the job done here. This is probably going to be a mid-20s rock right here. And this is the one where we're going to go ahead and we'll just mine this guy right here and just kind of, you know, I really want to kind of stay out of the sun. Let me see if I can flip around almost all the way this way. If I can. I'd like to stay out of the sun. There we go. Yep. All right, well, we'll just kind of move in on this guy and we'll start mining. Now, I'm going to flip around here. This is kind of, you know, keeping the UI on the dark side a little bit is always a good thing, I think. And then we're going to go ahead and your UI seems to be smaller than what I'm used to. What is your FOV setting? Well, Shadowcatcher, I just did a video on that. And my FOV setting is in that video. I set mine to 84. I like mine out a little ways for scanning reasons, but I just did a really good video, you guys, on how to customize your UI, like how close you are to the canopy, and you know, and what that means is how close you are to your UI. If you guys check my channel out, I literally just did a great video. There's an attributes.xml file where you can set your you can set your field of vision, and it's a really good thing to do. Hey, you guys, before I kind of get started here, I'm gonna close this. I'm not gonna do that either. Hold on. Hopefully you won't hear that fan too bad. I am gonna have a little fan going. It's just too warm in here not to. I'm blocking a lot of it, so anyways, yeah, check out that video for sure. Let's see here. I've had issues where I'm right at the rock I want to mine and it stops scanning altogether, which stops you from being able to mine anything. Realtek, I've seen that before. I haven't seen it recently, but I have seen that before. Sometimes getting out of the chair or powering down and powering back on will fix that, but most of the time it won't, sir. Maverick says, last time in the PTU I found a cluster of 4 Quantanium rocks on Lyria. We broke them all, and we started extracting 3 people in the mole, and the cargo simply stayed at 0. Yeah, the mole was bugged, Maverick. It's fixed now. But yeah, in all of 3.17, the mole would not do that at all. It would not extract it all, Maverick. So that's fixed now in this version, but 3.17 has been a problem. And lots of people visit the channel. We talk about that. Realtek says, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, the mining experience is a lot smoother this patch. I agree with that. I mean, I don't think mining's been in a terrible place, but obviously the smoother the better. Chris Mulkey says, wait, the mole is still... No, it's not bugged in the PTU, guys. I mean, we will be checking it today. The last couple times I've had it out in the PTU, it's been just fine, you guys. So I will be checking it. I have the mole, and I will be grabbing it and testing it tonight. So we'll look at it together for sure. Jay Gomez says, stay cool. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that, sir. And yeah, you guys, so we're going to mine this rock here. I've got lots of brants on board, which will stabilize the any level of instability that we have. Was the last patch before the current one dropped. That's interesting. I definitely have done a lot of mole mining, and it's worked every time. So I'm going to go check again. I hopefully they've got that thing where it's working, because that's going to be real rough on our on us if it's not. I'll be checking tonight for sure. Shadow Catcher says, oh, hold on, I'm backing it way out of here. Hold on. All right, she overcooked just a touch, but no big deal. Gotta run real life stuff. Good luck. Go Unicorn. Go. Hey, thank you, Shadow. That's very kind of you, man. I'm so happy you stopped in tonight. I hope that you're doing well. And thank you for stopping in and hanging out. All right, let's see how this guy breaks. Like I said, she did overcook just a touch, but not a whole lot. And certainly wasn't overcooking when we, you know, when we broke it. So we'll take a look and see. We got a little bit of that old fancy, a little bit of the lag going here, guys. This is funny. Oh, there she goes. All right, no big deal. Lovely. And so one of the things about like 23%ers or whatever is normally you have a little bit in each rock, or, you know, it doesn't always break as clean. Chris Mulkey says, I cried during the guide thing because teaching people mining in the mole is a dream. Show them the different mining heads, and being able to do the same vehicle would have been perfect. Yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right. Not only is the mole an excellent, excellent at its job, it's absolutely fantastic mining teacher. I agree with that. We use the mole in that capacity as well. And then Thomas P says, good day. Any gut feeling if Lyria or Belt is best for next patch? Well, I'll tell you, I think solo prospecting is going to continue to be the Belt. Solo prospecting. Anything outside of that potentially is going to be more, going to be more Lyria. Of course, if you have, so that's kind of where I'm feeling. That's a nice right there. That's 18 SCU right there, you guys. That doesn't have anything. This thing did break pretty clean. And then there's 30 there. So we only have a couple rocks to break here. Yeah, this is really nice. This is a good. Hey! Blighty Johnson, smash that like button. Thank you so much, guys. 46, people on board and 19 likes. Thank you so much for all the likes. Tyler, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize, Tyler. Dude, I'm so excited. Just built a i9-12 900K DDR5 6000, 32 gig of RAM, and an RTX 3090, and this game runs like butter. I bet it does, Tyler. That sounds like a real solid system. That's going to be real nice. Now, do you have a nice 4K monitor you're running with that, Tyler? That's awesome. That is a very, very nice machine. Probably a good time to pick up your 3090 as well, eh? They seem to be, 3090s are down $500 at the minimum. As a matter of fact, I'm starting to see some retail 3080s, and 3070s for, $550, $600. It's a great, the GPU market is going to be really, 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 really exceptional here for the next few weeks, you guys. It's a great time to buy a video card. Ernie P says, what up, brother? What up, Ernie? How are you, man? 22 likes, you guys. We're doing great. Thank you so big. Loving it. And we've only got a couple rocks to break up here. This thing broke up clean as a whistle. I mean, for a 24%er, this thing broke up about as nice as you could expect it to. That is for sure. Ernie, nice to see you. Yeah, 1200. Listen, I mean, those things were so expensive. I mean, I know 1200 is it's expensive, but in perspective, very much more reasonable than the cost, the prices we were seeing, for stuff like that. All right, here's the 31%er, you guys. Let's go ahead and get that guy broke, and then we'll do some scooping. Cheyenne, welcome to the channel, Shy. How are you tonight? Ernie P says, doing awesome now that I'm watching you. Thank you, Ernie. That's so kind of you. 25 likes. Got a new hand miner who came on board as a member tonight, you guys. It's awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so we'll just kind of continue to fire these brands. We'll abuse the heck out of them. Bexar says, howdy, Grams. Hey, what up, Bex? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. I am a grandfather. That is for sure. That is funny. How you been, Bax? What's happening? You guys, it's we're doing some final numbers tonight on, on how things are going to be, hopefully things stay pretty stable. We're actually gonna mine this. We're gonna take it back to the hopper. We're gonna head over to Lyria with the Prospector, and then we're gonna bust the mole out. That's our goals tonight, is to just kind of keep making sure that the scanning metas have remained the same, and that we feel very confident, as we go into the patch, that things are kind of running how they've been running. That's for sure. Thomas P says, youngster. Thank you, Thomas. I tell you, you guys know that when you come to my channel, we do have some lovely older, contributors to the channel, and I absolutely love that. Thomas Holder says, got a TLDR on your thoughts on 17.2 mining. I think 17.2 mining is in a pretty good place, Thomas. I mean, I think that solo prospecting in the Halo is going to be fire. I think that Lyria mining is going to be a little bit tougher than it was in the past, but not tremendously tougher. I definitely think that Lyria mining with the Prospector should be done in teams. That's just kind of how I feel about it. It should be done in team. I think that you'd be more efficient with just like a couple guys working together. But other than that, I think that it's in a pretty darn good place. Must be a pretty good sized rock over here somewhere. There it is. Backstar says, I'm living the dream. Chris says, Mulkey says, we don't have anything on the roadmap for further mining changes, right? Hoping we get some bigger, harder asteroids to crack, giving them more. Oh, I'll tell you, Chris, that's one of the things that I definitely wish that we'd have. I agree with you 1,000%. I absolutely would like to see rocks, 9, 10, 12, 13,000 that absolutely fundamentally require the mole to break. I would like to see some rocks that actually maybe are 18 and 22,000, where maybe it might take 2 moles to break, 3 lasers from one and a couple lasers from another. I think that stuff would be, kind of not necessarily a heavy lift, but would be tons of fun. I would love to see that. 100%. Bloodling, welcome to the channel. Blood, not a name I recognize. I'm about to put an AIOU GPU cooler on my 3080. FE things heat up. Yeah, it's been hot, man. You're absolutely right to kind of to absolutely be monitoring the temps on your the temperatures on your equipment, and I mean, I wouldn't blame you at all if you needed to do that. So, all right, you guys, we pulled on a nice 20 or so SCU, 20. Well, how much exactly? 20, almost 24 SCU. So we're going to kind of head back off, and we'll take this and drop it in the hopper, and then we'll head over to Lyria and check over there. Yeah, Blood, it is a scorcher. There's no question having a little extra cooling on your system in any way you can is a really smart thing to do right now. Thomas Holder says it's easier with a buddy and a second mining laser, at least on Lyria. I agree with that 100%, Thomas. If you're going to mine Lyria, having a scout, having a couple of prospectors, or having a scout and a mole is a lot better gig. You're going to be able to break up any rocks that you come across between the 2 prospectors, and also, if you're going to be able to locate things a little faster as well. So I couldn't agree more. I definitely think for solo prospecting, it's the Halo. For anything that's kind of multiplayer mining, I think it's Lyria. And, bring a scout if you can. I think that's my best piece of advice. 33 likes, you guys. We're already off to the races. Thomas P says, saw today that the PTU servers accepted 100 users instead of 50. Will make Lyria a bit more dangerous. Excellent point. With more people on a server, it's definitely going to ramp up. There's going to be more people looking around for miners. Just more chances in general, right? If there's more people in general, there's more chances in general that somebody's going to be out there kind of doing a little bit of pirating. So, yep, I agree with that. That's an excellent point. Siziano, welcome to the channel, Siziano. A Bloodling room will heat up to the same, LOL. Siziano says, is there an actual advantage to 1 mole versus 3 prosps? No, not necessarily. I mean, I myself would think 3 prospectors could actually find things quicker. But I do like this, though, in the sense, like, if you have kind of a mining operation, Siziano, and you have the mole used as a scooping ship, it's kind of nice consolidating your ledger jobs, your refining jobs in kind of one, I would rather have 596 SCU, you know, if you find 500 SCU Quantanium one night, I'd rather have 5 mole ledgers than, say, 15 prospector ledgers, if that makes sense to you what I'm saying. Instead of 15 different prospector mining jobs, just 5. We really use it for that. It's the scooping side of things. 6 Syndicate says, can I know what our mining changes are? Miner here. Not a lot of changes per se. I haven't done a ton of testing with the mining gadgets, but for the most part, I think things are pretty static with the Prospector. Blighty says, I will scout in the Prospector with 3 delivery boxes and then solo mole. I love that idea. I think that that's okay. Zarlik Norik says, what makes Lyria special for mining? What makes Lyria special for mining, Zarls, is the fact that anything more than 2 rocks is always Quantanium. So if you find more than 1 rock, if it's 2, 3, 4, up to 10, every time it's more than 1 rock, it's always Quantanium. That's what makes Lyria special for mining, sir. Apparently mining in the Halo, says Thomas, will be gold, but Lyria might be a bit harder. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's kind of where I honestly feel things are at, guys. I do tons of mining. I think Prospector mining in the Halo is going to be very straightforward, and I think, you know, Lyria mining is going to be a touch more harder. Bring a scout, everything will be fine. Captain Proton says, good day, everyone. And chat, what did I miss? It's getting close to the finale. Release, I'm drooling here. I hear you, Captain Proton, for sure. That's awesome. Lyria has big rocks, exactly. That's the other thing. Lyria does have, you know, in the Air and Halo, the maximum size rock you're going to run into is a 5122. You can run into an 8,400-pound rock on Lyria, and one Prospector can't break that. Batoon says, Batoon, welcome to the channel, by the way. Says, does the mole work? It was the last time I checked it. We're going to be taking it out. I'm going to drop this one load off that I have right now, Batoon. I'm going to head over to Lyria one time with the Prospector, and then we're going to get the mole out and double check it. Zyril says, oh my. Ernie P says, I don't think that the new update will be actually bring 100 server size. They might be just testing it, Ernie. You might be right about that. Guys, I haven't even heard first alarm yet. We're just fine. We're just cruising in here. I'm just kind of watching chatting with you guys. We're in no danger here at all. Just cruising on in. Thomas Holder says, bigger rocks means bigger runs and more money, since you should only do 1 run for Quant before it blows up in your face. Yeah, if for some reason, if you find like 16 SCU and you put it on boards, you have to head back. If you find 70 SCU, you know, it's one of those things, right? I mean, I agree with that 100%. The more that you can get on board, that's the mole's really good about that. The mole allows you to scoop more at one time if there happens to be more there. For sure. Batoon says, thanks, mate. Cheers. Yeah, no problem. Happy to help, sir. And then Thomas Holder says, nah, the 100-people server were a test. Next step will be server meshing where everyone in one server, not 100 people. Yeah, that's crazy. You know, I'm sure there'll be some testing in between here and there, but another mining test, Pog. Dorito, hey, what's happening? Yes, sir, that's what we're doing. I am Dave says, I like big rocks, and I cannot lie. Yeah, you other brothers cannot deny. That's exactly right, man. You other miners can't deny that I like big rocks. You know, yes, I agree with that 100%, sir. Well, I'm a mole miner, says 6'6". I can appreciate that, sir. I have lots of people who come to the channel and espouse the virtues of solo mole mining. I prefer solo prospecting myself, but I would never begrudge anybody who's more ambitious than I am. And the mole can absolutely do hero's work out there for sure. All right, so we're in really, really good shape here. We're going to go ahead and just drop this guy down. I'm going to do a post-flight here. Nice little kiss down the landing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a post-flight here. I think I am anyways. And then we're gonna go ahead and shut down the engines and back out we go. Dave was laughing. I think he was laughing at my took part in Captain Burke's huge PvP test. There's first alarm right there, guys. Very fun. Says Ziano, I would imagine that's Burke's had that thing rocking. I really like Captain Burke's content. I know that I had heard that was a lot of fun. Riff says, oh damn. I'm going to miss this stream. I got to go to bed and have to keep volume off because my brother is sleeping. Oh, no problem, Rift. You know what? Get yourself good rest, brother. We'll be back on, do more this week. And certainly as the patch drops, we're going to be doing tons and tons of Quantanium mining. You're not going to miss a ton, sir. Thank you, Rift, for being here and supporting the channel as much as you do. I appreciate it. Salute to you, sir. Spooky Prod says, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, hey, Spooky, what's happening? How are you, sir? Chris Mulkey says, a cinder block is an understatement. Fair enough. Bloody John says, when scanning in the Halo, I want to see if it's just me, but scanning doesn't show clusters. I only find them by chance. I do see them from time to time, John. But you're right. I definitely will absolutely 100% agree that the vast majority of unscannables that I see usually are associated with a cluster. For sure. For whatever reason, they don't give me the ping backs as often. Thomas P says, at 6, you get your mining again after AUE is set, right? Like the rest of us. Yeah, that's exactly right. Thomas Holder says, at Chris Mulkey, dude, I used to fly... would fly decoupled and would VTOL cut to slow down an atmo to scan a rock. It was scary. Yeah, listen, there are lots of it's so funny, like doing some of that flyby scanning, kind of turning your ship a little bit this way and that. I totally agree with that. 66 says, you are very calm with Quantanium in your cargo. Oh, thank you, 6. Yeah, you know what? This is probably only my 1100,000, whatever. I Quantanium mine, brother. That's what I do. I usually do pretty good. I mean, occasionally things go boom. Barcano says, I'm going to like the new hangars for storing ships. I like it too, Barcano. I think it's cool. Doesn't bother me at all to be able to get my my shields up. And get a little bit of safety before we kind of leave the nest, and I don't mind that at all. So not a bad run here. You know what? I'm just gonna throw Dynix on here. We're just kind of testing the mechanics here, guys. We're not making a whole lot of space bucks right now. Thomas Holder says scanning used to denote number of rocks with a reading called noise, but that functionality broke when 3.17 launched. They did change the scanning mechanics for sure, from like kind of a passive to an active ping, and that did change. You're absolutely right, Thomas. Ralph said, I found this channel by chance. I like it. Great energy. We'll be checking you out more. Thank you, Ralph. That's very kind of you, sir. Please do, you guys, like and subscribe and come hang out. We do tons of Quantanium mining on the channel here. And I absolutely love seeing new faces, Ralph, and it's thank you so much. I appreciate that. Chaotic Rain says, hey, Chaotic, how are you, sir? Barcano says, I hate the current pads where the people destroy your ship. Yeah, pad ramming's never a good thing, is a Barcano for sure. And then Thomas Holder says, what up, Chaotic? 44 likes, you guys, by the way. We are off to the races. I really appreciate the likes. I had somebody join earlier as a member. That helps keep the lights on, keeps the coffee flowing, you guys. I absolutely appreciate every bit of it. I honestly will just tell, I know that I see some new faces out there. It probably went it's probably not lost on you guys if you've been around the channel. I never expected this channel to take off like it has. I appreciate every one of you who come and check out the channel. It means the world to me, and I absolutely love mining in Star Citizen, and absolutely love Quantanium mining in Star Citizen and hanging out with you guys. So thank you so much for all of you that have come tonight. 49 likes. I can't thank you enough. So here we go. We put our first bit. We went out to the air in Halo. I tell you what, the scanning looked rock solid out there. Very quick. There's always that. There's always that obligatory amount of rocks that won't scan. But for the most part, I got very good scan results back. Now we're going to take the Prospector and we're going to go over to Lyria and we're going to give it a poke there and see how things go. Now, of course, on Lyria, I will run into rocks that are probably a size above what I'm capable of mining. You know what? I could probably shoot. I wonder if they have. I don't think there are bore maxes here or wave shifts, though. If there were bore max or wave shifts, I might grab one and take it with me, but I don't think that there are. I like the pad, easy to land. I agree with that. Chaotic says all good. Thank you, Chaotic. Riff says, or maybe hop in the Siege when that releases. Yeah, the Siege of Orison is going to be fun. I can't wait for that. And Thomas Holder says, we need the cargo refactor. I need to be able to pirate and steal this man's quant cargo. Fair enough. I always say, Thomas, and you'll get a laugh out of this, that I am a sheep among wolves. For sure. You know, so you know what? I do not shower. I want the pirating gameplay to be fun. You know, I understand that some people are going to think it's griefing. Or it gets over the line. I don't feel that way. I think the PvP is necessary. I think the danger is necessary. I think the game is funner. When my attitude is if I get caught with my pants down, you know, and a pirate has me, you know what? Thank you for the lesson, and off we go. Thank you so much, John. That is so kind of you, John. Thank you so much. That is awesome. You guys, that's so wonderful. John, thank you. That's so kind of you to do that. I really appreciate that. And hey, Spec, I see you there. Nicely done. So, hey, Spec, by the way, Spectre Fleet, you are in my thoughts, sir. I think you know what I mean. Just want to let you know that. Anyways, we are moving on here. We're going to head over to Lyria for sure. You just need to make aggressive friends. Oh, Thomas, yeah, you're absolutely right. If it ever really counts, of course, we'll bring security and that type of thing. You know, but like I said, anytime I get caught out there, you know, and I get caught, quote unquote, lacking, it's on me. Thanks for the lesson. Next time I should do better. That's kind of my attitude. Now, we'll have to see. That's how I feel now. Hopefully, the game mechanics will stay roughly around where they're at. You know, but, you know, hey, the Prospector's doing that hoppita, you know, but, you know, I don't shy away from piracy at all. I think that it's a necessary part of the game. I want the danger in the game. I think it's funner. I'm nervous about the Siege. If Siege actually is stable, it's going to be a massively awesome event. If it's unstable and a mess, yeah, you know, Chris, I understand where you're coming from. Ninetales is like that, though, right? The Ninetales Lockdown. If you ever play the Ninetales Lockdown on a super stable server, it is so fun. But when it's not, and it's like things are kind of getting hung up, wrapped around the axle, as far as like kind of the mechanics of it and stuff, it's not as fun. So I agree with you there. I understand what you're saying. Let me just kind of pre-flight here a little bit.
You're clear to launch.
I'm clear to launch. That's good. John, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough, sir. That's so kind of you. Trid says, hey, Trid, how are you? Hello, everyone. Hope you're well, Trid. Nice to see you. Hey, big brother, that jerk called me a bad name. Proceeds to bash the pirates. Oh, heavens, Thomas. I don't get too worked up over the pirates. The pirates are going to do what pirates do. And like I said, my attitude is more about they got me. You know, it's on me. It would be my fault. I wasn't using enough caution or whatever. And, you know, and there's always the Iron Halo to hide in, you know, and for all the people that have ever pirated me, there takes a lot of time and energy and skill to do pirating just right. I mean, you know, the one thing that would help a little bit if they increased the HP of the Prospector a little bit, because, I mean, if you get caught in the Prospector, you're just going to get chewed up, I mean, before you can get out of there. But other than that, I mean, I don't really have any complaints about piracy at all. I think it's a necessary part of the game, and I absolutely welcome it. I meant, like, maybe we can stream together when the Siege releases. It would be an honor streaming with you. Oh, thanks, Rift. Yeah, we could talk about that absolutely sometime. I'm happy to chat with you about that. You know, I'm somebody, I'm just a regular guy. You know, I don't look at myself anything beyond that. I'm just a dude who's here playing Star Citizen, who loves to mine. You know, and I, you know, you bet. We'll figure it out, Riff, for sure. I welcome pirates. Makes me use my saber. Fair enough. Yep, that's exactly right. Sander, nice to see you, Sander. Sander says piracy is cool when role played. Then it can be fun. It's just one showing up and doing pew pew. It's boring and they get nothing out of it. Yeah, you know, I understand that. I think there are definitely some ways that it can be fun. There are definitely some ways that it can be improved upon, right? Hey, Dat Boy 1, look at this guy. Dat Boy 1, how are you, sir? You know that I think the world of you. You know, that's awesome. Thank you, sir. Yup, I was able to chew a Prospector up quick. Yeah, Nunya, you know what I mean. Prospectors don't have much opportunity to get away if you're caught. I mean, you're just not getting away. You're not going to climb out of atmosphere, for instance, before you kind of get chewed up. Thomas says trolls are trolls, but RP is always welcome. Yep, don't disagree with that. Listen, I mean, I used to be the kind of person who was of the attitude, like, I wouldn't pay a pirate or whatever. But now I just think of my bottom line. If hey, if we can make some kind of a deal, I'd like to. Now, I understand that those deals are going to be few and far between, potentially, after the cargo refactor, but maybe not. Maybe some pirates are just, are still going to kind of say, well, hey, you could just give me, say, 75K, and we could, we could make this thing go away. It's just like, hey, thanks. Yeah, here you go, sir. Thanks for not blowing me up. So, having pirates would improve my gameplay for sure. Chaotic Rain says, yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, I don't want to take the danger out of the game. That's just, for me, now, don't get me wrong. I mean, if it ever turned into a situation where every single time you're out, you're being chased into the far corners or far reaches, but it's been nothing like that, you guys. I mean, I mine all the time, and I've had very few interactions with pirates. And it's not to say that I don't expect an uptick, because I absolutely do. But I'm not, I think that I welcome it. I don't think it's unhealthy at all. There's wheelers. I'll shoot down towards wheelers for sure. And that'll be real easy. Stone Dog says, hi, Shorts. Hey, Stone Dog. How are you, brother? Nice to see you, Stone. Ain't that the truth, says Chaotic. That is for sure. Yeah, I mean, pirates they're just, I think it's, danger in the verse means that you've got to plan for danger in the verse. It means bring some security, bring a friend or two, that type of thing. Welcome, Saban, as a Quantanium miner. How are you, Saban? Saban, thank you so much. That is a fantastic, thank you. I truly appreciate that. Saban, definitely look me up on Discord. Let's go ahead and get it. Whenever people join as Quantanium miners, I absolutely commit to taking you Quantanium mining. Halliday! Wow, Halliday, thank you. But Saban, yeah, look me up on Discord for sure. Make sure you friend me. Let's get it on the calendar. You and I are going to go do some mining together. I'm happy to do that with you. That's awesome. Mine the night side. Haha, yeah. Well, the night side, Bloodling, you get seen from way further away with your lights on. You can be seen so far away. Bloodling, it's not safe to mine the night side at all. It's much safer to mine the day side. Stone Dog says, my experience of Eve pirates, they demand money, then still gank you. That could happen, Stone, for sure. Halliday, thank you so much. It means the world to me. I appreciate it. Keeps the lights on, keeps the coffee flowing, sir. Thank you so big. Chris Mulkey says, the fear I have is why wouldn't the group of pirates just get together and steal my Orion? That is months of grinding money taken in a few minutes. Oh, well, I hear what you're saying, Chris. I mean, that's a capital class vessel. You're not going to want to fly that around without some stuff. Saban? Holy mackerel, Saban. Thank you so much, sir. Saban says, just ran across your stream and love the vibe. Thank you so much, Saban. That is so kind of you, sir. That type of stuff, I tell you, every bit of money I get from my channel goes right back into my channel. I'm really looking forward to upgrading to 4K. I'm really looking forward to kind of continuing to do this type of content, Saban. That contributions like that absolutely help over here. They keep the lights on. Thank you, sir. I mean, big round of applause. Thank you, sir, truly. Thomas Holder says, pirates are after the challenge and the money. If 7 people are looking for a score, they're probably not going after the one prospector. They're probably going after the Caterpillar or the Herc. Yeah, well, that, it's true. They're probably going to be looking for more of a trader type. But, definitely, definitely they can they certainly could stop somebody who's got some, some Quantanium on board and get a sense of, I mean, everybody knows if you got a good load of Quantanium on board, it's worth a lot. Saban says, no worries, Saban, I just can't thank you enough, man. That's just unbelievable. Truly can't thank you enough. Quaddy, they confirmed the increase is not going live. Yeah, they did confirm that. It's just in there for now. Juan Carlos says, thank you very much for the membership. Juan, I think that was, I think, that was that gifted membership was very kind. So I think that was Blighty John who helped with that, Juan Carlos. By the way, Juan Carlos, nice to see you. How are you tonight? Captain Proton says that Saban, very nice, absolutely. Wish the increase would, though. Listen, you guys, I think the increase I'm a little over my skis here with this wonderful donation. I mean, truly. Let me go ahead and get my, let me go ahead and get some opportunity markers going here, guys. I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of over my skis a touch. But let's go ahead and start looking here. So I think I might have hit C. I don't want that. Oh, I got a ping here. That is probably a single rock down that way. Let's go ahead and give it some... Oh, now that's interesting. Oh, have I got it focused in? Let's see. Maybe not. Ah, there's... Yeah, that's actually going to be gems there. Good job, UK John. Absolutely, Thomas. Ricardo Perry, did they fix the Argo mole? I believe the answer to that question is yes, sir. That they have fixed the Argo mole. We will be testing it later. And all my tests that I've done with it so far, it's worked. So, but we are going to be testing it after we kind of do a little more Lyria mining here with the team. And so I will be. Juan Carlos says all is good. Yep, absolutely, no problem. Both trapped in the sun. Yeah, that's awesome. If SIG don't make content, we'll make our own. That's exactly right, Thomas. And that's the cool thing about the sandbox, guys. We can make our own. New patch just dropped. Uh-oh. I wonder if it's things that get sideways. It might. It's one of those things when I kind of stream this time of day. They can always sneak the patch on there, and that's awesome. We'll have to get that updated, Saban. That's for sure. Hey, there's a single rock. What we're looking here for, guys, is more than one pingback, right? That's a single rock there. So we're going to kind of keep the sun out in front of us. We're going to go ahead and do our 180 scans, but we don't have the mining laser out here, right? Because we're not going to get a type back. What we're doing is we're actually just looking for more than one diamond icon to kind of poke back at us, because anything more than one is going to be Quantanium for sure. Ivan says, I'm going to use your referral code when I join the verse. Thank you, Ivan. That's very kind of you. Definitely use someone's. Mine is, please feel free to use mine. That's very kind of you. But absolutely use someone's. You get a few extra space bucks. And it's just good for everybody. That's so kind of you, Ivan. Thomas Holder says, not going to get me. I can appreciate that. That's hilarious. I know I'm going to get one of these times. Hey, you guys, that looks like a Quantanium cluster right over that way. It looked like there was a whole lot of pingbacks. 3.17.2.p. Home. Chris Mulkey says, I need to stop typing while multitasking. Work. I then failed to make sense of it. Yes, I understand what you mean. I definitely kind of get myself over my skis multitasking as well. Someone get me a dragonfly, says Thomas Holder. I can appreciate that. Dragonflies are sweet, you guys. They're like parachutes out of the back of the old C2 or M2. They land upright, and I love that. This looks like it's going to be at least some doublers up here. So a nice set of doublers. We'll go ahead and pull the mining laser out. Take a look at these. That first one does not look like it's going to be a great rock. What about this guy here? So I know one of those is kind of a blue cap. Let's kind of get in on this guy. This was some doublers here. This is probably not going to be a great rock either. I'm going to imagine this is probably like a 6%er or something. Random, I'm just going to say. A 2%er, that's a blue cap. This isn't going to be any better. This is also going to be a blue cap. Link to the patch notes, says Tiziano. And then see if you can find my dad, says AJ Sapp. Hey AJ, how's it going? Nice to see you, AJ. Nunya says, I shot and killed a few ships without targeting them, and then I did not get a crime stat, or perhaps they attempted to ram me. That's interesting. Oddball says, aloha, how's it going? With the big salute. Hey, oh, look at this, you guys. This was probably to be expected. Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK here. Hang in there. I'm going to be right back with the new patch. The patch is incoming, you guys. I'm going to pop it back to this screen so it's not so... I don't see the patch yet. I'm going to kind of... Give me a sec, you guys. The patch is definitely incoming. Hang in there. I am definitely going to... I put it back to this screen so you didn't hear that weird sound on the be right back. And so, no big deal. I'm going to kind of wait. It looks like I haven't seen the installer come up for the patch yet. But it usually doesn't take too long. So I'm just going to kind of hang out here. Let me know if, I'm looking for the installer. I'm kind of switching to the PTU from live. But I haven't seen it come through yet. But it doesn't take long. Oh, the Orion can't come to me, baby. I hear that. That's awesome. And you guys, thank you so much for the 67 likes. I can't thank you enough. All the new faces, all the subs, you guys. The unbelievable, Saban, the unbelievable gifts. Blighty John, the unbelievable gifts. You guys, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Truly, it just means the world to me. And I just, you know, it's just wonderful. So I am, like I said, I am looking to kind of get up. I'm trying to get the patch going here. I still just have launched game. I don't have it yet. PTU patch, not PU. Yes. Is that the wipe? No, guys, it's not that patch yet. It's not the wipe. It's just a new PTU patch. 67. Let's get to 69. Nice, Cynic. I hear where you're at with that. That's a good one. Nicely done. And Refiner. Damn, I want the wipe already. Yeah, Norino. I hear you, Norino, for sure. I'm still kind of hanging out of the game for a sec. David Julian Spees, how are you, David? Nice to see you. Asteroid Eater. Maverick says, patch revision. Yep, I'm just kind of closing the launcher and opening the launcher as we talk here. I know that it's there's not a lot going on in the, you know, but I definitely wanted to make sure that you know, I got the patch, and so I'm working on it, you guys. Hey, what are they going to have at Stars? Oh, that's a good question. Like, what will they have on CitizenCon this year? I don't know. Oh, verify. I never thought about that. That's a very good idea. I should just verify. Hey, I'm verifying. That was a smart idea. Thank you very much, Thomas. That was a super smart idea. I clicked verify, and now the new patch. I'm getting the new patch right now. Switch tab and verify. You guys are absolutely right. I didn't think about that. I didn't really realize that would force it, but it did. And I am doing the launch game right now because I did the verify, and I'm launching the PTU. It'll be just a second, and we'll have you right back into the game here, guys. PU has been all over the place the last few days. Bring on 17-2. I agree with that, Stone Dog. Thomas says, I want other materials to be worth mining. I do too, Thomas. I want base building. I want other resource acquisitions to mean something. And I would like to see some resource blooms as well. So we're just putting in the new patch, you guys. I'm about to fire it up. So hang on. I'm working on it now. I'll have the game up in just a sec. And it's loading in now. I'm kind of new. I'm trying to learn mining. David Julian Spees, you've come to the right channel. Hit that like and subscribe button. I have tons and tons of Prospector mining stuff. Absolutely check that out. You know, and you know, absolutely happy to help. Now this is an interesting. I got kind of a weird. Yeah, okay. Okay. I got a just like a weird like 10,004 code. So let me close this window and relaunch again real quick. No big deal. We're gonna let me in. Exactly. Let me in. I'm working on it, you guys. We'll have the fresh patch as we go. Hang on in there. Quadstar says double check you have the right patch number. I verified and I'm still not getting the update. That's a good. You know, I will double check that next time, Quaddy, on my way through. Hang in there, you guys. We're working on it. Version should be 814979. Yep, I'll just double check. Can Orion fly in Atmo? I don't think that it's going to be able to, Thomas. I think that ship's going to be. Stone Dog says Dolomite gems matter. Yeah, exactly right. You know, just talking about spreading the love to the other. You know, putting some value in some of the other things. I see what you're after, Stone Dog, for sure. That's hilarious. Love it. And so, yeah, I don't think I do have that. Let's see here. The new number is 0979. I don't have that one yet. So I'll go ahead and try and hit verify again. Analyze the game files. Okay, no problem. And I'm just waiting for this new patch to come on down, you guys. It's just one of those things. We're working on it. We're working on getting it. And as soon as they cough it up through the old browser, through the patcher here, we'll have it. So right now I am on 394. So let me go to patch notes and settings, and I'll hit verify again and just kind of keep clicking install here. Well, not meant to land anyways. It will fly in atmo. Oh, it will fly in atmo just like an iron. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think that it would. It seems like that seems like an awful large ship to be putting in atmo. But that's very good to know. Restart the launcher as well. I have restarted the launcher a couple of times. I'm gonna keep doing that, you guys. It'll come along. Blighty John says, oh, 807-3467 is mine. The 807-3467 is also mine. Saban says, game servers may not be up yet. Takes a little bit. I'm getting the 10,004 error as well. Saban is absolutely right. I'm getting that error. Let's just hang in there, you guys. 71 likes, by the way. Thank you all for the 71 likes. Absolutely lovely. Thomas Holder says that Geesley, do you pronounce your name like Geesley? That's how I pronounce it, and it better be that, Geese, or else I've been mispronouncing your name. I should have asked a long time ago. 71 likes. I love it. And I am, just kind of waiting for the patch to come on in here. What is an iron? Chris Malky, it's what you kind of, an iron, like when you're ironing your shirt or whatever to get the wrinkles out of it. That's what I thought he meant, Iron flies at 9.8 exactly. Like Geezer, yeah, Geesley. That's how I've always pronounced it. I'm glad that's how it is. Dave Johnson says, man, I'm late. No, you're fine, Dave. They dropped a new patch, Dave, so we're just kind of downloading the new patch, and I am working on getting that, getting it through the pipeline here for sure. And so that's kind of where that's at. This actually does give me a minute or two to kind of curious here. If I click this, and I'm just kind of interested here. I'm getting stream elements set up, you guys, but I haven't got it quite to where I guess I need it to be yet. I will, let's see, research session. Set session data. Gives me at least a moment to mess around with that stuff. Stone Dog says, honestly though, if they ain't ready for player base and shipbuilding and big corps like Crusader, Anvil, etc., that need raw materials, we could be getting missions for certain materials. I love that idea. Some material acquisition missions would be awesome. Micah Ricard says, is that the 1.17.2 patch? It's not going live. It's a PTU patch now. Saban says it just let him in, so let me go ahead and see if I have any luck myself here. I'm now getting the install for sure, you guys. And this is for the 9.7.9 version. So I'm just firing up now, you guys. It'll be just a second or two, and we'll have it. We're just kind of updating as we go. And it is heading into the game as we speak, right after this hot patch. And I will have us, we're going to continue to do what we were doing. We're going to go right back over to Lyria. We might head back out to the Halo one time real quick again. Just because this is, we're trying to do this kind of final mining test. The underlying simulation, Quanta, I think is the name, doesn't really have a need for anything else other than guns, ammo, hydrogen, and Quantanium. The verse doesn't need anything else. Oh, Thomas, I don't agree with that entirely in the most respectful sense. I think Quanta can do all sorts of things. And simulate NPC trading and simulate all sorts of things, and then just have an amount of subsumption, which means it physicalizes the quanta, so you could actually see the traders coming in and land a certain amount of them. I think that there's lots of reasons for quanta to exist myself, they certainly should just kind of move it in a little at a time. I don't disagree with that at all. You certainly don't need all that stuff right off the bat. So here we are, you guys. We're in the game. I'm going to go ahead and launch here, and we're going to go in. Philip Hoffer says, MOTD is SC Test Chat posted version 3.17.u. Yeah, thank you so much, Philip. We just grabbed that one. We were kicked out of the game, but we grabbed that one, and in we go. Thomas Holder says, Pyro might make other resources needed. Thomas, I'm expecting at least pyrite and some other things like that. Aocean, nice to see you, Aocean, today. Server stability, most likely, considering there are increased caps. Size to force the test. Yeah, Aocean, I don't necessarily disagree with that. And John says, when repairing ships, we will need different materials. That is coming. Yes. I agree with that. There's going to be different things that we're going to need for repairs. There's going to be actually some prerequisites that are going to be required for some of the expanses refining processes. Like the expanse is going to need to refine, like create some things that it uses in its refining processes for other things. So let's go. We're in, says David Julian. Yeah, that's exactly right, David. I wish Quanta would simulate the double hot dog being twice as filling as the single dog easily. I see you there. I know where you're coming from with that. That's so funny. I definitely wanted to get some double sustenance simulation going on myself. Grabbing a big sip of water here as we're heading back into the verse. And it has been already just a fantastic stream. There's Bacon Actual, one of my favorite names of any of the, just Bacon Actual. How are you, sir? Bacon, I just love that name. Every single time I see your name, Bacon, you have to know that there is a smile on my face from ear to ear. How are you, Bacon? Beetle, nice to see you, Beetle. Not going to be here for the full stream, but I'll probably watch it another time. Nice to see you mining again. Thank you, Beetle. Thank you for stopping in as well. 76 likes, you guys. We're doing great. And I'm kind of looking here. The loading screen's taking a little while, but I'm keeping an eye on it. Thomas Holder says it's been confirmed the double dog dog gives you double the satiation. Yeah. They're going to get some programmers right on that, I thought I heard him say. That's all we can ask for, says Geesley. That's hilarious. Thomas P says, time for some beauty sleep, 1:22 a.m. here in Sweden. Catch you later. Thomas P, thank you so much for joining from Sweden. I hope that you have a lovely evening. Get some rest. And we will see you around the way, Thomas. Thank you so much for your contributions to the channel today. Love chatting with you. Grab some waveforms, by the way. That's hilarious, you guys. So yeah, it's being a little bit fussy here. It's starting to, we'll have to see if it's going to sort itself out, right? Because we were mining. I wonder if it's going to try and put us right back in our ship. I wonder if that's what it's thinking about trying to do. We'll have to see here. Marici Federico Gal. How are you, Mauricio? Nice to see you. Hi. Hi, Mauricio. It's good to see you. How have you been? I hope that you're well. And hey, Mauricio, where you're at, is it hot? I'm just kind of curious. Hey, Ocean says, thought it was the fact I ate too many torpedo burritos at CRUL1. Oh no. That's, yeah. Those, they definitely, torpedo's the operative word there, Aocean. Chris Mulkey says, curious what you currently want to be added to mining, either planned feature or something unplanned. That's a very good question. What would I like added to mining? I definitely would like some kind of like directional boring, like landing on an asteroid and boring into it. Maybe some kind of a deep core type of thing. I think that would be fantastic. Clavis, welcome to the channel, Clavis. I hope they fix the mining. The mining is in pretty good shape. We're going to test the mole here in a little bit if we can get into the game. Guys, the game's being a little bit kind of... she's a touch sideways. Like I've had this loading screen. I'm going to hang it on a little bit longer, but then we may reload here. Hey, what's up? How you doing there? Beetle says, I haven't had a bedlog workout in a long time. I never did bedlog before, Beetle, but recently I've been bedlogging, and it seems to be working okay. 78 likes, you guys. We're getting close to that 100 mark. Aocean says, well, it payloads a flavor according to that. Yeah, fair enough, Aocean. That's hilarious. Thomas Holder says, in-ship refinement would be dope. In-ship refinement would be dope. Yeah, that's coming for sure. Voxel-based destruction of the rocks. That would be interesting as well. Like breaking down pieces of them and, or maybe revealing more lucrative pieces of them after breaking kind of the exterior. Would love that. Finding and towing asteroids to orbital refineries. I like that idea. I think that's very interesting. All right, you guys. This is I'm getting kind of the infinite loading screen here. And it's not, I'm chatting with you guys as it goes, so it's just fine. But I am keeping my eye on it. Chris Mulkey says, hot take. I just like the idea of the ship refineries. I like the idea of the space station refineries. And I feel like the ship refineries are going to remove them out of the gameplay. They're not going to remove them out of the gameplay loop, Chris. There's going to be lots of places where they have them. But in places like in Pyro, where you'll never make it, right? You'd never be able to make it across the system and then through the gate and then across the system. They're going to be a requirement there. Norwegian Viking. I want a big rock like the size of a small mountain where you can find all the resources in. Something to work on for a day, not pebbles. Yeah, I agree, Norwegian. I think big rocks is something that we talked about a little earlier on the stream. I 1000% agree with that. Bacon Actual says, dang, did you see that 100-player Atmo entrance video? Isn't that crazy, Bacon? That's nuts, yeah. Maverick says, loading just takes forever. Yeah, it definitely is taking a long time. I'm keeping an eye on it, you guys. It's definitely being a little... you must have the infinite loot because it let me right in. Yeah, I may, because I was maybe out on the planet surface, I might have it. I'm going to go ahead, you guys, and let me just kind of... I will kind of just kind of close this thing. It does seem kind of infinite loopish. And I want to get started here. Let's see if we can't, you know, maybe force the issue. I'll go ahead and come back here and acknowledge, and in we'll go. Good, you know, I definitely want to get started here, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just see if I can force the issue a little bit. Actually, back where I left in game. Yeah, Maverick, that's what I was wondering if it was doing to me, like trying to sneak me back into my Prospector, which can always be kind of funny because I was on, you know, when you're on a moon, you can be like, you know, wind up on your side or whatever. Chris says, at Norwegian Viking, I don't know about mountain size, but I'd love to see giant asteroids where people have to EVA through caves, placing demolition charges, then crack it open. That's a great idea, Chris. Love it. Aocean says, be right back. I guess I need to spike the hamster in the water with more Red Bull. Fair enough. Geesley says, mining ice asteroids and selling them at twice the going rate to the poor slobs living on scorched moons would be dope. Yeah, man, exactly. Great big ice chunks. Love that. Siziano says, if you hit escape, the menu comes up and then it hits the infinite loading. Yep, I hear that. So I've got this guy back in here. Let's go ahead and see if we can, how we can do. My current location now says Area 18, which usually, that was not my current location before. So I have a feeling, you guys, that I am going to wake up in a hospital gown. So let's see how that goes. That's going to be funny. No big deal. We'll whatever it is, we're going to deal with it. CJ Lakey, welcome to the channel, CJ. Not a name I recognize. David Julian Speed says, hey, this is a question for anyone. Is it possible that I'm doing something wrong? I'm exploring Lyria with the Prospector, and I can't find any rock to mine. It is possible you're doing something wrong, David. You should be able to find some rocks to mine for sure. Is the Argo Mole fixed? Clavis is asking. Clavis, we will be testing the mole here for sure. But as far as I know, the mole has been fixed the last few times, but we just got this patch tonight, so we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. I'm getting the feeling I'm going to wake up in a hospital bed. I didn't. But I just woke up on Area 18 randomly. This is strange, but I'll take it. I mean, I left ARC-L1. I mean, I don't look worse for wear, so that's fine. This is, you know, I don't mind waking up on ArcCorp. CJ says, yo, hey, CJ, how's it going, sir? Thomas says, are you ping? Yeah, you gotta ping for sure. There's a ping element to it. I'll head over to Lyria, and show you kind of the sorry, kind of left that guy hanging there. You know, show you some of the, the mining meta, the scanning meta a little bit. Easy for me to say. Aocean says, on this next exciting episode of Quantum Leap Citizen Edition, exactly, what am I doing here? This is just strange. I mean, it's like my guy's like, yeah, you know, V's checked out for a while. I think I'm going to go over to the nightclub. That's what happened. Chris Malky says, I did buy a blade. I'd buy a blade to make it so the ship can toggle automatically pings every few seconds for me. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, Chris, I just put the ping on the old Mouse 5, you know, or, you know, have it someplace. Hey, Ninja Slap, kapow, how are you, Ninja? Nice to see you, sir. How have you been? Nice, absolutely nice to see you, Ninja. Hey, there's Ninja right there, you guys. Ninja giving the kapow. See, I was right on top of it, Ninja. How do you like that? Ping, I said pinging. Yeah, fair enough, Thomas, for sure. Yo, Ninja. You guys are great conversation tonight, guys. Is this the PTU? It is the PTU, and it's the very latest patch, Rusty, that dropped about 15 minutes ago or so. And so we finally got her downloaded. If so, you can get it. If so, can I get in the center mass at Area 18? Oh, Rusty, just for you, I will run over to see if I can get in the center mass, okay? It's a good question. Somebody else told me they couldn't get into center mass. So let's, you know, I hope that you guys don't mind for science and for Rusty, we run over and check out center mass. and see if we can get in there. But Rusty, yeah, this is for you, sir. Hey, there's a lot of people all of a sudden here as well. And so we're going to go check out Center Mass real quick for Rusty. Ninja says, yo, yo, yo. Maxis says, good evening. How are you, Maxis? 1992. How are you, sir? Nice to see you. Yo, yo, right back at you. Thomas says, 8K is probably too large for the Prospector without doing some silly things. Yeah, I mean, unless you're going to get out and stick a whole bunch of mining gadgets on there, 8K is kind of a bridge too far for the old man sit. Now, I don't know. You might be able to, with like some focuses on a Helix, do something like that. John says, add David Julian Speaks, comma, and full stop buttons to adjust your ping angle at 175. And I'm sure Space Shorts will show you. I will show you guys. I'll head right over to Lyria right after this, and we'll do some I'm going to go up to Center Mass here. This is for Rusty. Rusty said thanks. Thomas Holder says, if you want to look for 4 to 5K for easy solo mining in the Prospector, yeah, you definitely want to look for something around 5. The goal, really, if you think about it, a 40%, a 4,000 mass at 40%. Hey, look at this, you guys. I mean, was this, Rusty, is this not, could you not do this before? I definitely don't know. Hey, Rusty became a rock miner. Thank you, Rusty. It's very kind of you, sir. So, yeah, I mean, it looks like things are working here. I'll even buy a gun just to kind of, see if we can make it happen. I don't see the buy button. Insufficient volume. I know what's happening there. So, yeah, no problem. That's just me kind of trying to sneak it in my backpack instead of Area 18. So, yeah, I'll just kind of look down here and just kind of find something that's cheap, like a personal weapon. There we go. I'll just grab one of those and quick buy. There you are, sir. You can get in the elevator, you can't get in the elevator in the PU. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, it's working fine. So anyways, that was for you, Rusty. Absolutely. Thank you for asking. And, I understand when, something is important to you and you're just kind of curious if it works or doesn't work. That's why I went out of my way there, and I'm happy to do it. Center Mass works. Oh, my God. I thought it only existed in my imagination, says Thomas. Norwegian Viking says, are the trade terminals on the refineries online in 317.2? Norwegian Viking, they absolutely are. They're working great. Rusty says, it's glorious. Caglass says, I'm still alive. Cag! Nice to see you, Cag. How you been, my brother? Cag, I know, it's been a bit of a sleepy summer, Cag, so don't you dare worry about it. And I'm so glad to see you. How have you doing, Cag? Nice to see you for sure. Matt H says, yeah, it's fixed. The elevator was broken before. The elevator door was bugged before, says Stone Dog. So yeah, you guys, some of these things that were troublesome in the last patch, it seems like they're getting around the corner on them now. Chris Mulkey says, I hope we get another mining ship soon. I would like to see an alien mining ship using something like maybe sound technology to say, kind of, create some kind of a sound vibration that would break things. Oh no, I'm going to run. This thing's going to slam right in front of me, you guys watch. I'm moving. I made it. Nicely done. That's hilarious. Chris says, I hope, another mining ship would be a lot of fun. Chris, I also think what would be fun is getting a mining ship that has like 2. You know how we have like the 3, like the 3-seater type thing. I think it would be fun if there was like one that was like like a 66 SCU with 2-seaters. That's cool. Can you sit in the train now? I mean, that's an excellent question. I always thought you could, but it doesn't look like you can. Caglet says, busy with stuff, ripping my deck off the back of the house a week from today, so lots of prep work. Yeah, Cag, I get it, man. It's just been one of those times. And obviously you and I are, we always kind of do it more when the snow flies anyways. But yeah, I understand what you're saying, Cag. Summers, you and I who live up in these northern parts, we've got to take advantage of the summer days we have. I got you, Cag, for sure. Don't worry about that. But I do look forward to us flying again, my friend. Clavis says, yeah, we can't sit in there. Chris says, I love alien ships, so 100% with you on wanting to mine. I want an alien miner, too, and an alien salvaging ship, Chris. I think that'd be so fun. Rusty Long says, you have an elevator murder you recently. Oh, Rusty, I haven't. That's one thing in 317.2 has never happened to me. Look at this. Drac Spiritus. Alien mining ship using explosives. Drac, come on. Explosives are more of our thing. No, we don't. The aliens don't use explosives. They're more graceful than that, Drac. Siziano says smaller Argo ship. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it, Siziano? Eureka Black, welcome to the channel, Eureka. Real mining ships would be able to change the heads in the field. Love that idea for sure. I think any kind of customizations you could do with some tools would be awesome. When do train seats break? I have no idea, Quaddy. Excellent. Two-seater would be amazing, especially for new players. Max says, excellent point. Excellent trainer. Type of thing. Commander Gray gives a salute. Hey, Commander Gray. Max says we should start working for SIG. Yeah, exactly. We got all the ideas over here on this stream. Mulkey says Quadsar. I don't think Area 18 seats have worked. Other planets do, though. That's interesting. I never do that. As my farmer family says, make the hay while the sun shines. That's exactly right, CAG, for sure. Prospector, I'm going to have to claim that, you guys. We will be filing the claim. You know, and I will pay that expedited fee. And I'm not going to have any Brants on board, so we're going to have to, we'll go cruise over, buy ARC-L1 and land and have to throw some on there. I might be able to go buy Brants here. Let me go do that while this 2 minutes is going by anyways. Best use case scenario. Eureka Black says, excellent. Maxis says, where are you from, my streamer friend? Northern Michigan, sir. Aocean says, my ship was forcibly despawned, 2K above new damage. And all I heard was my legs going crunch. Yeah, I definitely had a, I just, woke up here on Area 18. I was on Lyria before. Clavis says, is the refinery consoles working? They are, Clavis. They are working great. Norwegian says, so many things they could do with mining. What about adding a mining trailer to ground vehicles to allow for upgraded mining? Yeah, I mean, or just mining ground vehicles, Norwegian. That's an awesome idea. Rusty Long says you should be able to change components in the field, but you'd have to train for it, like becoming an engineer or something. I agree. As long as you had the tools for it, I think, Rusty. And maybe there would be some kind of you maybe don't put it on right and it doesn't work as efficiently. Maybe there's some kind of a mini game when you're putting it on, type of thing. So you have to practice at it, and it was like if you mess it up, it's like. It's like half as efficient or something. You're like, darn it, this thing, I need to take it back in. I screwed this thing up. Something like that would be fun. Drax says, if I work for SIG, the developers would be crying in under 5 minutes. Oh, that's because, Drac, because you'd be holding the hand grenades. Drac, they'd be scared for their lives, Drac. Stone Dog says, don't need Brant's easy mode. Oh, Stone. Yeah, I'm going to go get Brant's for sure. I'll blow myself up during the chats. Commander Gray says, I'm new here. What's your favorite ship? Commander Gray, I will tell you my favorite ship is the Miss Prospector. I love that ship. I have like a bajillion amount of hours in it. It is my favorite ship in the game. Thomas Older says, at Norwegian Viking, you can already mine Quant with multi-tool. You just need to drop some dollars for the mining gadgets. Yeah, you can, for sure. Put on Wonky and your ship explodes. Yeah, exactly, Drac. That's awesome. Nice to see that star next to your name, Drac. That's for sure. It reminds me of a little bit of an explosion. Maxis is 1992 has some laughs over there. Clavis says, they said in the future we will have skills for making upgrades on the ships on the field. That's an interesting thing, the whole skill thing, Clavis. That is an interesting thing. Thomas Holder says there are no skills in this game. You have to get good. Fair enough, Thomas. Mauricio says a mini game inside the refinery would be awesome, like smelting, transporting the goods to the ovens, and getting. Mauricio, there's definitely going to be a mini game when the Expanse comes out. I think it's going to make it more efficient or less efficient, that type of thing. I 100% think that that's going to be a thing for sure. And I look forward to it. Commander Gray says the visibility out of the Prospector is quite nice. Commander, that's what I think it really is, right? It's that bubble canopy, just being able to look from side to side. I adore the Prospector. Plus, mining's my thing, man. That's what I do. I've just been mining forever. I love mining. I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I enjoy it. And also, I make quite a few space bucks doing it as well. So it kind of opens up the rest of the game for me. Aocean says 8 to 10 core maxes and 1 sec of love from a mining handheld laser, and enjoy that 8K mass bomb. That's hilarious. You guys, I had always thought it might be funny to actually take and get some Quantanium and then head over to Jump Town and kind of just park the old people. Oh, it's just a Prospector. Let them go, and then just park the old Prospector next to something. I never did pull that one off, but I thought about it before just for some giggles one time. the giant quantum drive HUD in the Prospector is distracting. That's, yeah, I can appreciate that. I mean, you know, I definitely do adjust my field of view in the attributes.xml file, so you don't have such a big HUD there. I actually put a video out about that recently, you guys. It's a good one. Definitely check it out. It totally makes it so you're not so mashed against the glass. Drax is not the most exciting thing in the world. You never been mining with me. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Drac. I mean, I'm sure you do make it far more exciting. Blighty John says, it does look like the game is heading to more and more industrial options. Mining, refining, refueling, salvage, repair, hauling, people transporting. Yes. John, I am so excited for the future for this game. I mean, I know this there's a lot of water needs to go under the bridge between now and then, but I am just over my heels for that type of thing. So here's utility stuff. Wave shift severe. Are there any brands? XTRs. Mining modules. Focus torrent, Vox, XTR. Oh no. What do these do? Ooh, instability -8%, optimal charge window -6%. Well, let's buy one of these. Oh, is there a C3? Yeah, -10%. Oh, optimal charge window. Yeah, I'll buy 2 of these. People have actually mentioned. I've never tried this before, so let's just have some fun with it. So I'm going to buy 2 Vox C3s. Let's do that. Okay. And let's just kind of buy... What does this guy do? Let's see. Resistance -6 plus in 6. Anything like that opens up the optimal window would be cool. That's extraction rate stuff. Optimal charge windows, not, you know, instability there. Well, that's all right. No way to kind of monkey around with... There is no way to monkey around with that. Does Quant actually make an explosion besides just making your ship blow up? Not really, Chris, but it makes your ship blow up. Chaotic Rain says, time for bed later. Oh, hey, Chaotic, thanks for joining us tonight for sure. Stone Dog says, never tried. Can you eject the Quant and does it explode? Not after you eject it, it doesn't. If you jettison the cargo, your ship won't. You can't eject Quant. You can jettison, but it just turns the ribbons when you do that. Does it run better than before? I'm not sure what you're speaking about, Clavis there, but eject cargo doesn't work IRC, and Stone Dog says, damn. All right, you guys, so that's +2 to the laser power, +5 to instability. That's a torrent 1. Not a whole lot of other options here. There are the gadgets, of course. Then there's the mining modules. And then there's the laser heads. And, yeah. Well, we'll just kind of have some fun. We'll make the VAU, these things work over here. I have never tried them before, but I have definitely heard of people that do try them. And so this is, yeah, because this guy's just going to be empty here. So we're just going to have some fun. Holy mackerel, I have brands. Okay, I didn't realize that. That's hilarious. Oh, and you know what? And it's so funny because I bet you my, I didn't realize I had brands. I ran all the way over here, you guys. That's crazy. All right, we'll kind of pop these over here. And I'm going to throw those on there just for fun anyways, because I'm curious. That actually, it does have me curious about that. And I've never actually tried those things. I've been meaning to try them, and this is a perfect opportunity to do it. So let's go ahead and have a little fun. We're going to throw a Brant on the top, and then I will throw a VAUXC3 and a VAUXC3 on here. We will save that. It's going to definitely make the green window very little, but you know what? We'll deal with that. We have the Brant. We can always stay, deal with that. Clavis says, I use a 3090, but still the PTU is 30 to 40. Hey, that's a good question. Let's do that, you guys. I haven't checked that out. Let's go R, and I'll just do a 1. Let's go ahead and see there, and just for FPS. Kind of curious how that looks. FPS and ArtCorp, somewhere around 45. Not terrible. I want to try the optimal module. That's a good... Yeah, John, I would actually... I would actually pair that optimum module with these two you know, that I put on here. Shorts, if you don't got brands, the server would all crash. Yeah, I always have my brands. You're absolutely right about that, sir. Clayton says, no, I hope for at least 60 FPS. Fair enough. It makes me wonder, like, why do I have 24 brands here? It almost makes me wonder, was something consolidated? Hey, but... Hey, don't you shut on me. Don't do it. Yay, I made it. You guys, 89 likes. 11 more likes and we have 100 likes. I don't know if, you know, if anybody can smash the like button out there. That'd be awesome. 16 gig of RAM is terrible for SC. I don't agree with, I mean, I don't disagree with Thomas. I think there is, you know, installing Star Citizen on an SSD is a huge bump forward. And then one of the things that smoothed out the game for me the most was going from 16 gig of RAM to 32. 32 made the game far more playable. It's just like when I would open Windows, they'd open. It just became a lot more stable of a game with 32 gig of RAM. I don't disagree with that at all. That's just me being honest. Did they fix the random modules disappearing, says Steve. Consider like Smash. Thank you, Steve. I have, you know, they're going to disappear when you have to claim, Steve. But outside of that, I haven't seen them kind of randomly disappearing. But I usually just run with Branson and FLTR-XL. So I don't know if there's a specific one. Commander says, I abuse the like button. Thank you. Look at 104, you guys. That just like that. Thank you so much. Chris Malky says, I don't think an SSD is a recommendation. It's a requirement. Chris, you're absolutely right. You absolutely have to have an SSD. I agree with that 100%. Of course, a good GPU and CPU is important. But 32 gig of RAM does make a massive difference in this game. Thomas says 16 gig not playable. I'm used to low FPS, but Jesus, the game made me upgrade my sticks. Yep. Norwegian says if you run Windows 11, make sure you don't have HDR active. I've heard that. Norwegian Viking's absolutely right that HDR definitely makes things kind of act sideways or wonky. Mauricio says 16 works, but the game uses around 21 gigabytes. So it will page a little. 32 gig is the way to go. Yeah, 32 gigs is the way to go for sure, you guys. I don't know that I've ever seen, like kind of monitoring my usage. I don't know that I've ever seen it use more than 32. You know, I always see it in the mid-20s, but it's definitely way over 16 for sure.
Welcome.
So it uses every bit of 16 and then some. That's the thing. You know, you don't get any kind of headroom or headspace until you actually hit, you know, 30, you know, like unless you have 32 gig of RAM. Like I said, it'll use every bit of mid-20s for sure. Well, what I see from my 570RX and Intel i3 16 gig of RAM, 32 gig of RAM, there's a lot of difference in game. Yeah, for 1080p, there is going to be a difference for sure. HDR, it's a setting, right? The HDR. So, you know, when and you'll know when you have that setting, but that setting definitely does not work well. I even tried 16 gigabyte in the page file in high speed. PCI Gen 4 was unplayable. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Thomas. Stone Dog says, I played okay on 16 gig SSD 2070. I'd recommend upgrade. Yeah, I played okay on it too. Certainly better in space. Probably one of the reasons I found myself doing a lot of mining is just because I seemed to do better kind of off, you know, where there wasn't a lot of things to draw. Chris Mulkey says, also turning the graphics up puts more of the game onto your graphics card, which does very, from the CPU. So turning up your graphics in the game will usually increase performance. I don't disagree with that. Drax says, how is it possible for that guy to outrun you? What am I doing here? Guys, I ran to the wrong side of the Prospector. It's in here the wrong way. You know, that's so funny. Hey, Rui, how are you? How are you today, Rui? Nice to see you. Brain Damage, welcome to the channel, by the way. Recently upgraded my laptop from 16 to 32, and the difference is very well noticeable. It is noticeable. When you go from 16 to 32 gig of RAM, you will absolutely, like when you open things like the Star Map, it opens the first time. But when I had 16 gig of RAM, like I'd have to kind of consistently open things over and over again. Like I had to open, like just kind of hit Windows, and a lot of that smoothed out after I went to 32 gig of RAM. That's what I noticed. Rui says, hey, how are you today? How's everybody doing? Yeah, I totally agree on installing it on an SSD. I tried 2 years ago with a standard hard drive 16 RAM, and it wasn't good at all. But I upgraded my PC a few weeks ago, and now I'm able to play like a charm. That is awesome, David. Good for you, sir. All right, you guys, we are going to head over. I'm going to take a look here. There's my... All right, we're going to head back over to Lyria, and we're going to look around for something to mine. And this is a kit that I've not ever ran before, so we're just going to have some fun with it. John Z says, plus 100. Keep it going, man. Happy hunting. That's awesome. Thank you, John. Did I call for that? And then Clavis says, they said they will have racing tracks. Are they in the game now? Yeah, there is a racing track in the game now, Clavis. It's called the Snake Pit. Thomas Holder says, solid state drives for the win. Fair enough. Fake Bills, how are you? How's the mining in point 2? I was just playing around with it last night, but I realized I have almost no ships that are not loaners. You know what, Fake? It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I've had good luck solo prospecting in the Halo, and so far things have been pretty darn good with it. Just kind of looking up here, you guys. All right, we'll kind of just gun our way out of here. And I will do this just because I love doing this for you guys. One of my favorite things to do is kind of look at, look at the beauty of the city as we kind of pull out of here. Rui says, so almost going to bed? Yeah, I bet you it's late there, Rui. No problem. Thank you for stopping in and hanging out, though, for a minute before you do. I think the snake track or whatever it is supposed to come out after some point in the patch. I think it's just got better markings on it, is how it works. Commander Gray says, I used to rock an FF6300 and a 2 gig card, and Essie made it cry back in the day. I bet it did for sure, you guys. That's hilarious. I bet that thing, it weeped for sure. It weeped for all the frames that it left behind. That's how I would probably say, if I had to guess, that's probably what happened. What do we have here? Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and head over towards Bajini Point. And I will spool up and we'll head over towards Lyria here in just a minute. Thomas Holder says, I remember back in the day I was excited for an HTT that was measured in megabytes. Hey, I know, man. We've come a long way, right? I mean, I remember my Commodore 64, building a 386 SX16, thinking I had the world by the tail with a 486 DX266. Thinking I had the world by the tail with that machine. At some point, a 19-inch CRT monitor that must have came in a box the size of a dishwasher. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been an interesting ride, in life for sure. Single cooling fan, I don't understand how it survived. Yeah, it's hilarious. That's exactly right. Any major differences in mining scanning? Not so much, Rui. You still can kind of pull out the mining laser, do a 179 scan, and then to get your opportunity markers in the air in Halo, and then just go ahead and focus down to 2 degrees and ping with the mining laser out and get your types, your asteroid types. So that's working just fine. Lyria still 2 rocks. Anything more than 2 rocks is Quantanium. So things are fairly there's a lot of it that's a lot the same, Rui, for sure. HDD, then SSD. Yeah, now it's the NVMe. Fair enough. I'm old. Why God? Exactly, Thomas. Why? Somebody stop this thing. 486 Blue Man Group was doing the Intel commercials back then. Cag says that's hilarious and true. Mauricio says I had an Atari 2600 clone and I didn't know it. I didn't know it until like last year. That's hilarious, Mauricio. It's a clone. What the heck? I remember thinking 512 meg was something special when I had a digital camera. It was something special then. That's the thing. If they were green, they would die. Yeah, it's exactly right. You guys, it's so funny. How far it's like, I never dreamed I'd see a game like that, like Star Citizen. That's why I really think I enjoy it so much, you guys. Honestly, it's just like you never dreamed that you were going to see something so incredibly cool. Anyways, we'll go ahead and get this guy out here, and we'll do a 180 scan as we kind of get a little closer to the surface. Now let me kind of see where the sun's at. Let's get a little orientation, if you will. Perfect. All right, we're going to head this direction. Get a little closer to the surface. I remember when we installed 5 1/4 inch. I remember using the paper punch to punch the 5 1/4 inch so they could be 2-sided. Rui says, I have Game Gear here. Incredibly, it still works. Yeah, I love those Game Gears. Those were sweet. I remember those. Men had to be real men back in the day. just to move the tally. Yeah, the phone was a completely different animal back then, too. long before there were cell phones. This is the game I wanted back when I was a wee lad. It's exactly right, Thomas. This is the game that I wanted when I was a wee lad. I remember being a kid trying to figure out how to stripe 2 of my 1 gig hard drives in order to install Diablo 2. I remember those days as well, which was bigger than my hard drives. Yeah, you're exactly trying to make enough room on there to get it on there. That's hilarious. Chris Mulkey, that's so funny. I'm off now. Good night. Maverick 2140. Thank you, Mav. I hope that you're well. Thank you for stopping in. I truly appreciate it. And you know, I can't thank you enough for hanging out with us tonight for sure. All right, you guys, that's going to be a single rock. All right, what about this guy here? That's a single rock. Remember, we're looking for anything that's more than 2 pings back. That might have been doublers. I think it might have been doublers. Nate is a member for 2 months. Hey, Nate. You two told me to send a member milestone chat. That's awesome, Nate. I'm so proud of you, man. 2 months. Your 2nd month as a member, sir. Thank you so much, Nate. It means the world to me. You know, and you know that, Nate. We've been having a great time, and I appreciate when you come and contribute. Yeah, brother, that's awesome. Nicely done. 2 months, man. Drax says, my first PC was an IBM PS2, model 50, whopping 8 megahertz processor, 20 meg SCSI hard drive. Space. That is awesome. Maverick, you got yourself a salute there from Thomas. And Mauricio says, we need more alien movie-style ships, especially the bigger ones. I don't disagree with that. I think that would be fun. All right, there they are. I was going to say, there are some doublers up here somewhere. But I kind of got lost in Nate's beautiful 2 months as a channel member. Thank you so much, Nate. It means the world, brother. Thomas says, how many floppy drives needed to install Warzone at this point? Oh, my stars. How many floppy drives to install Star Citizen? You know, I'll take the 100 stack. And I will, like a whole bunch. This is going to be a 2%er here. Clava says, it'll be interesting to see 100 players in the PU have a dogfight. That's a 2%er. That's a blue cap right there. And Clava says, Thomas... Oh, Norwegian says, a nice tip for quant mining, map end key, request landing. When you get close to a station, extend your landing gear. Also request landing clearance. Yeah, that's a great idea for sure. This is going to be a nice rock, you guys. Yeah, this is a real nice rock. This is a 5796 at 39%. So this is a really nice rock. I traditionally have been able to break up rocks of this size with a lancet. I mean, it's a 57. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But let's go ahead and see. I do have these VAXC, the VAXs on there, and I'm just kind of curious. I mean, I honestly don't know. So let's just go ahead and give it and see how it goes here for sure. Blighty says, I still have my C64 and disk drive. Commodore 64 disk drive and discs and action replay cartridge. That's awesome. Nate says, I think I still have an AOL floppy somewhere. That's hilarious. Those were everywhere. Gabriel says, 486 DX250 was my first computer, Gabriel. That is an awesome computer. I remember when those 486 DX2s came out, man. They were the cat's meow. Clavis says, try it. I'm gonna, for sure. Gonna try it for sure. Now, I'm gonna get into a good optimal range here. I should be able to break this rock. I mean, the branch should have enough power. But let's just go ahead and see how it does. The instability without even firing. This is interesting, you guys. The instability without even firing a branch down to 1.42 with the two. So this is fun. 60 megs of RAM. That's awesome. The Gaming Tribunal says, Amiga 500. Nicely done, Gaming Tribunal. That is hilarious. For sure. I love the old computer talk, you guys. I think it's great. It just takes time. Yeah, this will just take time. What other games do you play, says Mauricio? Well, Mauricio, right now I do play a little Sea of Thieves with my little guy. He is 12 now. We're actually looking forward to Captaincy, which is that new patch coming out. I'm also I'm not playing it, but I am actually Actively keeping an eye on Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen. I was a big EverQuest fan. Of course, it's a Brad McQuaid game, and Brad did pass, but I do keep an eye on that game. But really, for the most part, I'm pretty stuck on Star Citizen, and yeah, I mean that's just me being honest. The rock shadow looks like a face. It does look like a face. It's interesting. And we're just kind of seeing how it goes here, you guys. I mean, it's definitely, this is a rock. It's in my wheelhouse, but it's way up at the top. 5,900, you should be able to break. A 5796 at a 36%. This is going to take a little while. It's just the way it goes. Abyss, nice to see you. Salute to you, Abyss. Welcome to the channel. How are you, sir? Guys, 114 likes. We've had some wonderful donations today. Saban with the big donation. John had a lovely gifted subs. I know I'm missing somebody's name in there who gifted today, and I'm very sorry. I should do better about that. But I really appreciate those subs. I really appreciate the subs. I really appreciate the likes. I really appreciate the donations. They keep the lights on here. It means the world to me. Andreas, nice to see you. Common question: do you know when 320 is going live? 317.2. My best guess is going to be Friday, the 22nd. Andreas, that's what I'm gonna take a guess as. It depends, I think, on a couple things. Rusty says this is going to take a year. Let me get in a little closer, Rusty, and see if we can't maybe agitate our way to. We might be able to kind of accelerate it if we agitate a bit here, right? Let's give it a little. Let's get in here and see if we can't give it a little extra here. It's moving up there, Rusty. Connor L says it's a race to see what comes out first, SC or Pantheon. That's a very good point, Connor, for sure. Pantheon Rise of the Fallen is the name of the game. It's definitely a game that's in development right now. It was Brad McQuaid who kind of was the creative director. He's the guy who did EverQuest. I loved EverQuest. I wasn't a big fan of EverQuest 2, but I really liked EverQuest, and I do keep an eye on Pantheon. Damn, the white coming, says Claimus. It is. It'll be coming pretty soon here, you guys. Blighty says, if not this weekend, early next week. I agree with John. And it's funny because Zell, kind of a guy who I do the podcast with, and he always felt like it was the week of the 25th, and I always thought, well, if they got ahead of it, they might be able to do it. They may be able to do it by Friday, the 22nd, but we'll have to see. For sure. Thomas Holder says, it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. That's an awesome song. Great band, by the way. And this is starting to get there, you guys. This is a slow boat. It's really out on the edge of what the Lancet is capable of. So it's definitely one of those things. As soon as it gets into the green, I will kind of fire. Maybe I'll fire Brand. I don't know if I will or not. 1.42 instability is certainly, very manageable. It is going up. Nate says, wasn't EverQuest the one with the pickle vendor by the gate? The pickle vendor by the gate. I don't know that I remember that pickle vendor by the gate. Interesting. Maybe it was that one big ogre by Freeport. Let's see, Andres. I think the wipes are necessary and fun. I don't disagree with that. Sip a whiskey, a cigar, and enjoy the end. Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to look at it. Just kind of enjoy it as it comes and just move on. I mean, that's the thing. Embrace it. Embrace it for what it is with the wipe. Or was that EQ2? It may have been EQ2, Nate, for sure. I can't remember. I don't remember a pickle vendor per se. I do remember a big ogre by the Freeport gate. Yeah, that ogre sold different kinds of stuff in Freeport. Yeah, he did. He definitely sold different kinds of things. EverQuest was one of the mossy twig and the fungi cover tunics. Yes, exactly. There was the fungi cover tunics for sure. And P99 is fun, you guys. I mean, that's like the simulated version of it. Nowadays, and I like P99. I played it a lot and enjoyed it. But ever since Star Citizen, I started playing it. I kind of went Star Citizen kind of wholehearted, you guys. I love Star Citizen, so I play it a lot and and really enjoy it. So we're starting to get up close to the optimal here. it has definitely been a bit of a, you know, it's definitely taken a moment to get up to get it up there close to the optimal. It is building though, and we're going to be able to do this. It looks like I used to play an indie game that every time they reset the verse, they did an event, a worldwide where it all goes bad and everything starts exploding. That's kind of fun, Mauricio. What a cool idea to kind of, you know, signal the end by just kind of having kind of some catastrophic events. Clavis says, can't wait for Squadron 42. I am also excited about Squadron 42. But, you know, I definitely am interested in the sense that I think there's going to be a lot more polish in the PU because of it. This guy is trying to be, you know, definitely trying to take some time, and it's doing a good job of taking some time. I'm keeping a good eye on it here. It will get up there, you guys. It just takes time. They have classic server out. It's fun, but oh lord, does that game not age well? Talking about EQ. Yeah, it's you know, it definitely is old school looking for sure. I think that's what you're saying. Creator of Images says, what kind of materials can you mine here? And what is the fuel used for spacecrafts? Well, great questions, Creator. The fuel used for spacecrafts is hydrogen. That's used in kind of atmosphere and used for kind of your maneuvering thrusters and that type of thing. And then there's quantum fuel that's used for quantum jumping, and that's kind of like your jumping to different to you know, faraway systems. There's going to be another fuel, I think, too, but I don't know what it's called. So it's hydrogen and quantum fuel. And this rock that I'm mining actually is Quantanium. So this is eventually turned into quantum fuel. So, you know, not necessarily in the game. It's turned into refined Quantanium, and I go and sell the refined Quantanium. But, you know, eventually you'll be able to turn this stuff into actual quantum fuel. I could care less about Squadron 42. I want to play this game with people, not NPCs. I agree. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, Thomas. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, I'm interested in Squadron 42 finishing for the fact that means all those teams hopefully will come back to the PU, right? I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I just moved. This guy is definitely taking a sweet time to get up there. It was a little closer earlier, but it's definitely trying to take its sweet time. This will eventually get up there, you guys. It's just being silly. It's actually kind of falling out right now. Metzer, welcome to the channel. Speaking of old games, did you ever play VGA Planets on BBS? I did not, Nate. Metzer says, hi, just found your stream. What setup are you using for Prospector? Right now, I have two VAU XC3s and a Brant on board. This isn't what I normally run with, Metzer. What I normally run with is an FLTR-XL and a couple Brants. But I just happened to be on Area 18 and didn't think I had any Brants. So I didn't realize I had them, so I just bought this. And I thought I'd give this a try. And it's definitely taken a little while to break this 5700 mass rock. I think it, you know, the Lancet's got plenty of power to break this thing. It should be able to do it. Creator says, cool. Justin Kurtzinger says, cool, and thank you, Thomas Holder. 118 likes today, guys, and we've had lots of people that have just signed up for the channel. Lots of people that have signed up as members. Thank you so much, you guys. It's fantastic. Alrighty. This, come on. All right, we'll keep on a busting here. Metzer says, cool, thanks. There's no way. I mean, I've never not broke a 5796 with Lancets, but I've also never had VAU XC3s on there. Let me try this out of curiosity. I'm going to try something, you guys. I am going to go to... This normally doesn't help, but we'll just try it. We'll have a little fun with it. I will overclock and see if for some reason that does help. Usually it does not help, but you know, we'll give it a try and see if it does. Let's see. Thomas Holder says they need to not have their server self-emoliate before they can give us unusual AI. Yeah, that's a, you know, yeah, obviously AI, you guys, is so critical, so central to this game. And so, yeah, I did. I went and I certainly turned on Um, I am over. Yeah, you can see. Look at it's going down even more. So that never seems to work for me anymore. Like it almost seems like it works against it. It's weird. This is should absolutely be a breakable rock here. It's taken a long time though. Alrighty, we'll keep on. Rebound says, did you hear they might do 100-player servers? Rebound, they did. They've definitely been doing some testing with the 100-player servers. I don't think that they're supposed to go live, though. That's why they're not merging it yet, because they want to fix the servers first. Yeah, I agree with that. And then the 100-people servers are a test, not a goal. Eventually they will be, right, guys? I mean, but yeah, they're not going to go live with them, but they are testing with them, and that's fun. I think it's really fun. They will not be permanent. Yep, that's exactly right. So it's starting to kind of climb up there again. It's trying to. And so we'll kind of keep an eye on it here and see if it will climb up and... Absolutely taking a little longer than I expected it to take, although there's lots of Quantanium in this rock. At a 5700 at 36%, this is a nice rock, you guys. There's a lot of Quantanium in here. So, you know, we're just going to kind of... This could be a unicorn if we're lucky, but we have to kind of break it up first. Now, it's starting to climb closer, and we're keeping an eye on it. I'm going to let it go. If it does get up in the green, I will fire a brand just to kind of hold it in the green. Such a beautiful game, and we all... And all we get is mining. Oh, Lewis, this is what I do, Lewis. I'm sorry. I love mining in Star Citizen. It's like my favorite thing to do. Fair, but I mean, it's a fair assessment. I always do wonder, Lewis. You know, like I love chatting Star Citizen and all the aspects of it. But mining's my thing, brother. It's what I do. Mining, my old friend. I forgot how long it takes. Yeah, this one has been definitely fussy, you guys. I'm keeping an eye on it, though. It's working its way up there. Thomas Holder says, this is a big rock for a Prospector. I'm not surprised. Yeah, it is a big rock for a Prospector. It's got a little bit more work. Sorry if I missed it, but how long have you been at this? How long have I been a backer of Star Citizen? Excellent question, Saban, and thank you for it. In 2014, I purchased the Cutlass Black, and so I have been playing for a very long time. I'm sorry. I've been supporting for a very long time. In like 2016, I logged on and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a hanger. And then over about a year and a half ago, I caught an Obsidian Ant video, Saban, and he was like, hey, there are game loops now in Star Citizen. And I logged onto the game. I think it was 3.11, and literally was hooked like in the first 10 minutes of the game. But I actually took a 135C, flew off of Port Alisar, flew over to Crusader. Flew off of Alisar over to Damar, went hand mining, because the only thing persistent in the universe at that time was backpacks. So I just would hand mine, put stuff in the backpacks, and if I 30K'd, you know, I still had money that I'd saved in my backpack. So I did that for a long time until I afforded an ROC. But yeah, that's it, Saban. Like, I remember I walked out of this cave. I had gone in there during the day. I came out at night. My 135C was sitting there, and I looked over the top of it, and Crusader was hanging in the heavens above. And I have been completely and utterly enamored with this game ever since. The audacity of Star Citizen, how big the project is, how bold it is. I just love this game. You know, I know it's got its problems, but I don't care. Like, nothing else is trying this hard. In my opinion. When are you going to organize 100-player mining? Abyss, that's a great idea. We were just talking about that the other day. Commander Gray says, I also backed in 2014. Yep, absolutely. Hey, guys, it's in the green, and I'm going to keep an eye on it here. Use the brand. Yeah. I might want to, right? I don't want it to fall out. So, hold on. John's right. I should have definitely used the brand to kind of keep it up in there, you guys. But here it goes again. It's climbing in. I'm gonna let it climb into the green a little more, and then I'm gonna use the brand. Looking good, looking good, looking good. It's trying to fall out. Guys, I may miss a chat or two. Please bear with me. I definitely don't want to overcook it, but I... hey! She broke. There we go. Nicely done. So there's an 80% right there. Let's take a look at what we have here. That's going to be nothing, right? All right, so here's what we're going to do with this piece of nothing here. I'm going to do something I wouldn't normally do. Ramoyne, how are you, Ramoyne? Jason Lawrence, speaking of EverQuest, they should redo the graphics and release it. Oh, I would love that. That would be awesome. What does the brand do? It reduces the instability and the resistance by a considerable margin. Guys, I'm going to overcook this rock just a touch. I'm doing it on purpose. Hang in there. I'm just kind of curious. I'm just going to overcook this guy just a touch. Hold on, you guys. That's what I wanted to do right there. Just get rid of some stuff there. That's awesome. There, it's still, look at that. Dracula loved it, man. I did that just for Drac, you guys. Anyways, by the way, everyone remember, Saban has a huge heart. Good job. Top donor. Yeah, Saban, that's so true. Thank you so much. Honestly, sir, it's just an absolute honor. I really appreciated it. Ramoyne says, hello, Space Shorts. How are you on this hot and humid London night? Ramoyne, I feel for you, brother. I know that you guys have been cooking. Thomas Holder says it's called EverQuest 2. Yeah. But I wasn't into EverQuest 2 as much as... All right, you guys. I'm just looking around here. Major torque imbalance. I definitely got grumpy here. What about this one over here? Ooh, that's going to be a good one too. So that's 14 SEU, and that's probably a lot of what I'm looking for as well right there. So we'll just go ahead and break these up. Buy me a carrot then, big boy. Yeah. Austin, welcome to the channel, Austin. Haven't been on the PTU yet. How's it going? It's going really well. Very, very good. The PTU is much more stable than it used to be, guys, and no complaints here at all. Look at this secondary break. It brings down the resistance to 188 without even using a brand. Very cool. I do like these VA UXC3s. They're interesting. And I don't know that the green is actually too, you know, it makes it too small or whatever. I'm going to fire a brand just for some fun, though. It's going to bring it down to a very, very nice 0.47. We're just going to break this rock, and we'll break the other one. 110 Fahrenheit here in Oklahoma. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. It has been a scorcher. Absolute scorcher for sure. This is going to be a fairly easy break, I think. I mean, we're at a 0.47 instability. Easy peasy. Now, look at the brand. It's still 1 minute and 3 left. And I really try to break a lot of times when you have a low supply of brands. I'm going to try and push, right? So I'm going to go to this next rock, and I'm going to try and get into the green before the 30 seconds, right? I'm pushing up there pretty quickly. Push. I just got into the green. I'm lowering. I don't want to fall out if I can help it. It did fall out a touch, but it looks like we got it under control. Now, as long as you get it into the brand before it's 30 seconds, you should be able to break both rocks here. And I am keeping an eye on that last bit of sliver. It looks like I've got it under control. Are there new suits and weapons? Yeah, I think there are a few, Clavis. Lee Blank, nice to see you. It's 8 degrees Celsius here in New Zealand. That sounds very reasonable. So did they wipe? No, I mean, this is still the PTU motor, Joe, but thank you for asking. Thomas Holder says, I hope you're sensible and have an AC in London. Yeah, definitely. It's winter in NZ. Yeah. Fair enough. That makes sense. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to be a little discerning on the laser here. Extraction mode. Oh. Ow. What on earth, you guys? I said I was going to be discerning on the laser and promptly click the button. Let's see. We had 20 degrees Celsius yesterday. At MotoJoe, last I heard, Dev said the goal was 7 to 10 days from the 16th. I think it's going to be out, you guys, by either Friday or early next week. I think John was saying that earlier, too. That's where we're at with it. I think that's probably a reasonable thought. I honestly think I honestly think it may be out by Friday. I mean, if I were to, I'm gonna kind of go out on a limb. I think they might put it out by Friday. We'll have to see what kind of stability it's in. But where is NZ? That would be New Zealand, Jennifer. Welcome to the channel, Jennifer. CHCH. Okay, there's another hundo, you guys. Beautiful mining here. That's going to get us up right in a pretty good place. Let's go ahead and see what this guy is. It's another hundo. Good, another 4 SCU here. Are there bugged rocks still? I'm getting tired of good quant rocks that I could not pop open. I haven't ran into any myself. But, you know, I mean, it certainly could happen, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and that's a 99%er. Ramoyne says it's not particularly long or large game, but seems to be in the vein of things like Limbo and Little Nightmares. Very well put together, very evocative scenery and art style. Yeah, that's very cool, Ramoyne. 16 degrees in Argentina. Oh my gosh, David Julian, I love Argentinian Malbec. It's like one of my favorite wines. The Malbec down there in Argentina for sure. If I ever, I would definitely drink a whole bunch of that if I could. Jennifer says I'm also in CHCH. Yay. LeBlanc says it's called Christian Church. Let's see. Cigarette. Nice to see you. Welcome to the channel. Bloody John says I'm thinking about crushing my Crucible and getting the company pack. Ooh, wow, the company pack. Love it. There's a little piece down here somewhere, as I keep seeing it for just a second. We got 25 SCU on board, you guys, but there's another piece down here. That's not it either. We're in good shape. We've got 25 SCU. I'm not trying to spend a ton of time doing this, but... Is it right there? Oh, it is right there. It's like the tiniest little piece that you can mine. Trying to find it. Oh, there it is. I keep dragging over it, but I can't seem to get it. All right, let's go in here and take a closer look. It's here. I know it is. There's a piece just somewhere around here. I don't seem to be able to find the spot, though. It's so weird. Looking for it, looking for it. It's right in here somewhere. It's in a weird place, too. It's like poking through the other rock almost. Yeah, we're gonna call it good. We have 25 SCU on board, and I probably could have, you know, if it was, you know, I mean, we'll judgment's the better part of valor. We'll go ahead and head on in. All right, I'll set that guy. We're gonna go ahead and head on in with the 25 SCU. We're just here to kind of test things, anyways, and I wanted to get the mole out one time and test it. So sorry, I missed a little bit of the chat there. Morning all, 100 players is only in the PTU. It's already been confirmed that it will not roll out into the PU. We'll stay at 50. That's absolutely correct. Thank you, Crouch. Appreciate that. LeBlanc says, oh, well, that sucks. You know, eventually that will be coming for sure. Cut it first, then check, says Clavis. At Saban, I'm using 2 VKB Gladiators, and I've mapped it to the scroll, the axis on my sticks. But I'm not completely happy with it. I can appreciate that for sure. I mine mouse and keyboard and love it, you guys. I just kind of switch over from my sticks to my mouse and keyboard. But right now I'm back to my sticks. which are VKBs as well. They are testing an open PTU 100 players in a server there, says Ramoyne. It's no guarantee. It will survive the live PU. In fact, it's unlikely as the stress test they're stress testing certain backend features. Yeah, I think that that's what they're doing, right? They're trying to get more people in so they can kind of, have a heavier weight there. And while this is going, I'm going to turn on a light. Give me just about 30 seconds here. I'm going to do that. Bam! Light is on. Cool. Nice, I'm not a huge miner, but when I do use the game... Oh, I use the game glass UI. That makes sense. I actually need to get into some game glass. I absolutely want to get into some of the eye tracking stuff as well, Saban. I haven't done that stuff yet, but you know what? With contributions like yours, I definitely will begin working my way in that direction, and I really appreciate it. Revo says, "Well, I have fun. I'll have fun with it in the PTU." Then absolutely. Let's go. Hey, let's go. How are you? Nice to see you. How are you tonight, Let's go. Clava says, "Hi. How are you playing with the controller? I tried. It does not work. Is there a way of doing it?" Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are people that play with controllers, for sure, Clavis. Thomas Holder says, "Saman, I use Game Glass and Voice Attack for Elite Dangerous, but haven't brought them over to the seat." Yeah, first of all, Voice Attack is a very powerful piece of software, Thomas. I absolutely do think that it's good. Game Glass, I have not had the luxury of trying yet, but I could imagine that must be just great. Yeah, I would do that in a second. Trimatic, no subscription, says Jet FXR. Hey, Jet, how are you? Nice to see you tonight. Guys, I really appreciate all the likes and subscribes. Alban says GG. Hey, Alban. Lots of new faces tonight, you guys. This is fantastic. I have the eye tracker as well, and it's such a great experience. It makes the game even more immersive. Yeah, I've got that the Odyssey G9 is my monitor now, and I'm really looking forward to getting the eye tracking because it's got that big 1,000 curve. And I just, the few times I do, like I have to get an upgraded video card because I have a 3070, and when I try and push that monitor with the 3070, it just kind of stutters a bit. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into the eye tracking. I'll have to make a decision between the Tobii and the Track IR at some point, but I'm really looking forward to that. Please remember that all this is prep for 318. That's a very good point Ramoyne's making. This is just a prep for 318, extended time in PTU, which is why we have a 3.17.2 patch in the first place. I agree with that 100%. We don't want to forget the groundwork that's being laid for the next patch, which we're going to have the cargo refactor, which just makes me just overjoyed. I'm so excited about the cargo refactor. But persistent entity streaming, you guys, is going to be a huge back-end important tech. And, yeah, I mean, 318, it's just going to get better and better and better. Drax says, "Shorts, I sent you a link to a video of Deep Core being popped in Elite Dangerous. Watch at your leisure." Drac, I will absolutely do that. Metzer says, "I have Track IR. If you need any eye targeting for PvP, PvE Tobii the way to go." Oh, that's a very good thing to know. Ultra wide in the tracker, I have the Tobii i5. I'm going to be checking that stuff out for sure, you guys. Stone Dog says, "Obviously, as an American, you're wearing a Stetson. My question is, how big is it?" That's hilarious, Stone. Cigar says, "Voice Attack is awesome, but it disobeys me sometimes." That's funny. It talks back. I think the 100-player test is to see when Pyro is out. Guys, we haven't heard first alarm yet, so we're just kind of taking our time. I know I'm not flying it in here at any kind of insane clip. We're just kind of lining up. There's first alarm. So we just heard it. We're in great shape, considering I kind of sat around and was seeing if I could find that other piece. No big deal. We're actually going to pull the mole out this time and go do a little mole mining and double check that the mole's working good. And yeah, we're just going to kind of continue on, just testing, all things mining that's in and around Quantanium. I'm going to do a post flight here. We're going to turn off the engines. I'm going to go down and throw this stuff in the hopper. That was actually a good run. 25 SCU, can't complain about it. Dragon Game says, "I played this game. I have FPS drop and language out and lag out and not working fast." I can appreciate that for sure. It does happen for sure, Dragon Games. And by the way, Dragon, welcome to the channel. Dragon Games says, gives a wave there. Caglass says, "Nothing wrong with the Stetson. I happen to own one." I'm not much of a hat guy myself, quite honestly. I do wear a ball cap from time to time, I guess, but yeah, I definitely don't have a favorite hat type of thing. Myself. make sure you load out your mold. Yeah, I will for sure, Thomas. The mold's I think it's got a bunch of brands on it. It'll be fine. We're just gonna, I just want to break something, and then I want to then, hey, what the heck? There's a lot going on there. I want to, then,
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
You know, just test make sure the extraction part of it's working for the most part. But we're definitely gonna go looking around for some Quantanium to mine. It's a bit of a bumpy ride, you know, when you'll get a little desync when you're out of the seat or whatever, but no big deal. I am going to go downstairs, though, and put this guy in the hopper. Dragon Game says, and hard to play. I understand that. Stone Dog says, I have a Tilly hat. They're great. I don't know what a Tilly hat is, Stone. I'll have to look at that. That's cool. Tella, hey! Tella, how are you? Nice to see you. Tella says, evening. Wait, final testing. Is this going live soon? Did I miss some news? No, it's not. You know, like, I think it's going to go live sometime around Friday, if I were to guess, Tella. It might be next week, but I think it's going to go live Friday. And that's probably before I have a chance to stream again. So, Thomas Holder, Garrett says, landing gear, self-destructs. Yeah, exactly. I hear you. That's me sometimes. Clavis says, all right, have a good night. Stay safe. Clavis, thank you so much for coming and being a new face and contributing on the channel tonight. It means the world to me to see names that I don't see all the time. So, Clavis, thank you so much. Have a lovely night. Enjoy your evening. And please like and subscribe and come back again, sir. In about a week,
Hi. Good time.
says Thomas. Thomas is thinking probably more next week. And definitely there's some school of thought about next week as well. I'm beginning to think it might be a little earlier. But, you know, I definitely could absolutely be wrong. Sometime between the 22nd and the first of the first of the month. Do you prefer not using the landing pads? Well, you can't use the landing pads anymore, Mauricio. You have to, like, there are no landing pads in 3.17.2, or there are some, but I don't think you can actually, like, land on them in a way where they would, like, I don't even think that they're considering it like illegal landing. So that's just kind of the new way it is with 3.17.2. There are size 1 hangars on these stations, and that's what you have to land in. And you may have been responding to someone else there. Hey, Bucky, nice to see you. What's happening tonight, Bucky Tin? How you been, guy? I think it was Audio ED. I want pads back, says Thomas. Fair enough. Evo, how are you tonight? Evo, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Evo says, how come my homepage hasn't recommended you before? I don't know, Evo. I do lots and lots and lots of Quantanium mining. But tonight, you know, we're having a really good night. And I hope that you do like and subscribe and come back and watch again. I have streams going back for about 6 months doing mostly Quantanium mining. And it's, you know, it's just one of the things that I love to do in the verse. So I'm glad that it did tonight. Buckyton says you can refuel repair on them, supposedly. You can use pads to repair also. Thomas Holder says ground-based landing pads, Port Alisar and SPK will still have pads. There are some places that will still have pads. Thomas is absolutely right. Aocean says you can land, rearm, refuel, but if you want to dock or switch ships, you need to go to the hangar. Fair enough. And you don't need to call for permission. Oh, that's interesting. So the pads down below you can actually refuel, just land on, but you don't if you want to, you know, if you want to do something more like swap ships or whatever. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I'm going to try that out. Connor says you can land on them without calling in, but you can't store your ship from them. That's very cool. Buckyton says, not bad, just waiting to rescue and a reclaimer mission. Hey, I actually performing even better with 100-person servers. They got you, hey? For sure, Bucky. All right, let's pre-flight the mole, you guys. Now, I don't solo the mole all the time, but it is important to solo the mole tonight because it's just one of those things. We want to test the mole, and this is, you know, kind of what we're going to do. So we have the Brants. We have Brants for days on this mole. We have Lancet MH2s. I actually do have... Oh, this is interesting. I will actually... Let me go ahead and choose the Constellation Taurus. I will actually unequip the XL1 drive from the Constellation Taurus and just throw the Bolin on it for now. I think. Oh, it's on something. Okay, we'll save changes that way. So we will have no quantum drive on the... I will come back to the mole. And I will then throw the XL1 drive on the mole, save that. And while I'm thinking about it, I will throw this other drive on the Taurus. I don't want no quantum drive on there if I happen to climb on there and forget about it. That's funny. All right, so back to the mole. I want to pre-flight this guy. Telehane says, I've forgotten my helmet one too many times. I want... yeah, that's fair enough. Serpinol. How are you, Serpinol? Nice to see you. So if I saw that thing, right, it cost you $500,000 to refine the load. Oh, no. It wasn't nearly $500,000 to refine that load. It was that load was probably worth a couple $100,000, and it was probably maybe 6,000 or 7,000. I mean, if I use the Dynex solvenation, it was like 6,000 or 7,000 Serp. So nope, not at all Serpinol. It's a lot cheaper than that. Evo Glenn says, I've been trying to get into this game, but I don't have enough space. I don't have enough to get a game package. Hey, Evo, I will tell you, I'm going to be doing a ship giveaway. After 3.17.2 goes live, I will have a video where I announce when I'm giving the ship giveaway. It's a Titan Avenger starter pack, but come to that stream and see if you can win that ship. And that's going to be happen soon. If you're doing, Thomas says, if you're doing sketchy stuff, pads are your friends. Or yeah, that's true. Ramon says, both the audio and the gameplay mechanic, love the new hangers. And no, keep the remaining pads in reserve. No need to ask permission to land. I like that. Really cool. Lightsaber says, loving the channel. I'm about 1 week into the game and loving the mining mechanic versus EVE Online, so your channel is just what I need to see how experienced players operate. Thank you very much, Lightsaber. I do tons of Quantanium mining. Please do like, sub, come back, hang out, ask any questions that you have about Quantanium mining. I have been Quantanium mining for about a year and a half now on almost a regular basis, and absolutely love talking about it. So thank you for that comment, and thank you for contributing. Drax says he does that just to see if I'm awake. Fair enough, Drax. Buckington says there's a free fly active right now as well to try it out. Is it still active, you guys? I can't remember. Anyways, let's go ahead. We're kitted out like crazy with the... Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull the mole, and we are going to head out now. Part of me wants to take the mole over to the Aaron Halo, but I'm not going to because it would take way too long to find Quantanium to mine. So we're just going to take the mole over to Lyria, and we'll do a little Lyria mining with the mole over that way. It's the right move, actually, just because you might run across, bigger rocks. That's not so much about it. It's just a lot easier to scan from the cockpit in the mole on Lyria, because anything more than 2 rocks is always Quantanium. Thank you very much, Lightsaber says he liked and subbed. I think the free fly event ended, you guys. I think it just ended yesterday, I thought. Saban says I thought it ended as well. I do think it ended. Pretty sure it goes through the 25th. I don't know about that. Oh, my stars, you guys. I'm going to get myself squished. I'm not paying attention. Serpinol says, so if you were fine, then you have to take it somewhere else, or does it pay you there? Now, Serpinol, there is a place that you can sell it unrefined there. No, please, Serpinol. That's why ask your questions. I do have to then load it after it's refined into a hauling ship and haul it over to a TDD and to sell it for maximum value. So like a full load of Quantanium in a Prospector might be, $250,000, 260, 270,000. There are refining costs and fuel costs for hauling it. But you only get 44 per unit if you sell it unrefined, and you get 88 per unit if you sell it refined. Hope that answers your question, but please keep asking them. They're good ones. Refine and take to a different place and sell. Yep, that's exactly right. Lightsaber says, thanks much. I'm really enjoying. That's awesome, Lightsaber. 5 Storm says, free fly still up. Oh, I didn't know that, you guys. I actually thought it was done, for sure. All right, let me just kind of do a pre-flight on this guy, making sure we're good this way and this way. That's awesome. We're going to head over to Lyria, and we're going to look around for something to mine. And then Jennifer says, I paid for a ship, but ended up with 5 ships. 5 free ships! My friend got 6. We just started playing 2 days ago. Yeah, that's a kind of a known bug, Jennifer, I think. The free fry is still up. I stand corrected. It ended July 18th. Sorry about that. No problem, you guys. No problem. If we all go with the knowledge that we think we have at the time. No one's trying to get anybody here. It's either happening or it's not, and it's okay either way. But it was a long-running, free fly, and, if you missed it, definitely look for the next one. It's a brilliant opportunity, and in the interim, if you don't happen to be able to, then you could always, like I said, I'm giving away an Avenger Titan. It was a gift to the channel from Tina Peterson, and we'll be handing it out Right after 3.17.2 goes live, I'll be announcing a video what night we'll be streaming and giving that away. Mauricio says, are the lights on in the mole working? I mean the secondary cabin lights. I don't know how to turn those on, Mauricio. I don't know that I've ever done that before. I've never looked around for the secondary cabin lights. Talk to me about that. Apex, how are you at Buckyton? If you never closed the launcher, you can still play LOL. Oh, hey, that's funny. I didn't know that. Now refined quant is stable, not reactive. It's safe and a no boom. Jet FXR says that bug is why we are getting a wipe. Well, one of them. Yeah, when you have... What Jet is saying is the reason you have all those ships is one of the reasons why they're wiping everything. Ramoyne says that Serpent, no, once refined, load into a tray, transport, and go sell it at a TDD somewhere. That's exactly right. So, yeah, Serpentol, just to give you an idea, you have to, you go mining, you mine, you bring the refined material back, you refine it, and then you have to load it into a cargo hauler and haul it. That's kind of... that's kind of the loop. I mean, there's, a couple of other aspects to it. There might be some scouting, but you can't pre-mark your rocks, type of thing. So, 133 likes tonight, you guys. Tonight has been just an awesome night. I can't thank you enough. This has been so much fun. We're definitely going to do, we're definitely going to find something to mine with the mole here and make sure the scooping is still going. Jason Lawrence says, go Cinch. Hey, Jason, how are you tonight? I seen your name earlier and meant to call your name out, but I missed it. So sorry about that. How you doing, Jason? Nice to see you. If you see on the other laser is all black. If you sit on the other laser is all black. Mauricio, I'll have to think about what you're saying with that. Hey, Jet, it's Gravy. Hey, guys. You guys know each other? That's awesome. Thomas Holder says we also had so much duped credits floating around. We did. Like 70% of the player base had multiple 890s. We were a little over our skis. We definitely was time for, hey, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm trying to jump. There was a saber right there that was red and grumpy, and I just kind of punched it and got out of there. And so... Crown Camo, welcome to the channel, Crown. Man, the mole is currently bugged. It's so annoying. I don't know, Crown. I mean, is it like I'm about to find out. I'm testing it now. Like, I had tested it, Crown, many patches, and it was fine. Are you saying like this, like the patch like that dropped tonight is bugged, or yesterday? We're about to find out. So, I'll let you know for sure. I mean, I definitely will say that. It had been working fine. I had tested it a lot of the patches. So, the side turret have no lights inside them. Oh, interesting. I guess I never really thought and knew that, you guys. Jet says, go sync. That's awesome. When the patch comes out, helping you guys mine with rocks, I'll just bust gems with my Prospector and they can pick them up. Jet, I love that idea. It's easy to do, and it's good to do. I think that's cool. PU, the mole is busted. PTU, the mole is fine. Yeah, that's the thing, you guys. I'm testing the mole in the PTU to make sure it's working, so when it goes live, we know that it's in good shape. I've had nothing but good luck with the mole in set 3.17.2 so far. The cargo says 0 if you jump on the miners and the front one doesn't turn on. I think that's in the PU, not the test universe, not the PTU where we're at now. But that's why we're testing it tonight, just to make sure that it's working good right before the patch goes live here. We're going to continue to kind of do that kind of stuff. All right, so this is cool. I'm going to now kind of send out a ping, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. So let's see here. That looks like a single rock. We got to get below these clouds here so things aren't so washed out. That's doublers right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at these doublers and see... let's see if they have anything. That's on PU. Yeah, gotcha, Crown, for sure. No problem. All right, you guys, we're heading on in here. And we will see how it goes. Thomas Soldier says, I disagree at Dragon Games. I played both and recommend SC and not the... Yeah, that's interesting. For sure. It looks like they're physicalized right up here. Jason Loring says, I'm working out of town and can't play much, so I'm watching you now. Thanks for keeping me in verse. Yeah, no problem, man. I know how that goes for sure. Hopefully you're traveling safe, Jason, for sure. And understand how that goes. Jennifer says, nice bug. I get to try 5 different ships. Yeah, that's true. Please go to a secondary laser to see if the lights are working in the PTU. I will. I mean, I'll definitely try, Mauricio, for sure. And I think you're saying a side laser, so we're going to go ahead and just come in here and scan and see what we have. Uh-oh, you guys. Need to slow this thing down. All right, that is a Quantanium at about 6%. What's this guy at here? That is Quantanium at 21%. That's not a bad rock. This is a 7200 though at 21%. I can't break that rock, you guys, with one laser. So it's a little actually out of my wheelhouse. So I got to move on. That's a nice rock though. It really was a nice rock. I wish I could actually mine that guy. The size 2 lasers, actually, like if I had it kitted just right, like if I had a helix on one side, it would work, but I don't. I just have, this is the PTU, and I just could grab what I could grab at the time. So, all right, we're going to keep on moving. That's a single rock. That was a nice rock. That would have been a good one to mine. That's a single rock. It's amazing how much interiors help your enjoyment. I don't disagree with that. Bloody John says, at me, maybe remind the newer people how to change ping angles. That's a great idea. Okay, what John is saying, hey, anybody who's new and watching, hey, first of all, I'm hitting V. V puts me in this scan mode, right? And you can see like me kind of then opening and closing this particular, like kind of focus. But the most important thing is I do have set on my left alt is my scan angle, and that actually is an important metric to change. So you notice this big red number on the left hand side that's changing. In order to kind of do the scanning, you want to kind of get yourself in at like a 180 ping. That's what I like, a 179 ping. And notice it gives you then opportunity markers. Then I'm going to hold down my alt button. I'm going to close it down to 2. Now that's normally comma and period. But then you put the cursor on it, you re-ping, and it kind of gives you a ping back, like how many rocks are there. Anytime it pings back more than one rock, that's going to be Quantanium. So it's an important thing to learn, you guys. I mean, this kind of makes it so scanning is so much easier. All 4 of those were single rocks. Did they nerf the Q? Nah, they didn't nerf the Q at all, Robert. Not that I know of. I've had pretty good success with it here on Lyria, and we'll just kind of keep looking. So that's a single rock, and this thing doesn't fly. This thing flies like a big industrial ship. I mean, that's what it is. There's doublers right there. See, there was 2 pings there. Now they may not be doublers. They may just be in a line. They may be far away from each other. But whenever you get back more than one ping back, you do want to go in and take a look at them here. So this is what John is talking about, just want to make sure that we're kind of help showing you. Yeah, it doesn't look like these are doublers. It looks like there was kind of a one rock there and another one kind of in the line. Ah, diamond icons even. Cool. So those are gems right there, you guys. All right, so there we go. We're going to go ahead and just kind of keep scanning here. I'm opening and closing my angle. I open my angle up to get to get opportunity markers. And then I close my angle, focus, and re-ping in order to see how many different diamond icons there are. And that kind of indicates to me if it's anything more than one diamond icon, just like those were 2. That's doublers right there for sure. There's 2 different rocks that popped right there. That is right there. That is doublers, and anytime it's more than one rock, it's going to be Quantanium. And so this is kind of the scanning meta that we see from time to time. Now I'm going to kind of go up here, and then I'm going to do a full scan on these before I head down to. Then I'll have to reposition and head down to a mining laser because and I'll do that what Mauricio asked. I'll kind of try and line up with a side laser. So you have to get in in order to kind of get the scan results to be always kind of happening. You do have to come in here at 275 or so and less. Now I'm holding down the button as it's kind of completing its scan. It'll give me the scan results over there. Now look at that rock. This is a 50. Yeah, let's take a look here. That's a 5800 mass at 34%. That's a very nice rock. We're going to go ahead and mine that one. And then I will... I accidentally hit ping. I didn't mean to do that. What's this one? This is a very big rock here. This is a really nice rock, you guys. This is an actual 8200 mass rock at 28%. That's a nice rock. I'm gonna get out. I think I'm gonna pull out QuantCalc. Give me a sec because I'm curious. Somebody was just saying, how's stuff in the PTU. I will tell you that there's a lot of Quantanium in this rock below me right here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my QuantCalc. I'm curious about that. QuantCalc's a little app. What it does is if you put in the mass and you put in the percentage, it will tell you how much SCU is in that rock. I want to know how much SCU is in this rock. It's an 8288 mass, and it's at 26. Is that 26 or 28%? 28.6%. So give me a second, just because I'm curious. It's a curiosity. I can't mine this rock. It's too big. I can mine the other one. But this rock is in this cluster. I'm going to tell you how much SCU is in this cluster right here. So give me just a sec. I'm firing up the phone now. I normally have an iPhone, but I have like a little Google kind of burner phone, so I can actually run QuantCalc because it's only on the Google Play Store right now. So hold on, it's still booting up. Yeah, but it's gonna be a lot more than 40, Jason. You've got 200, you've got 280 times 8, which is 28 times 8. This is going to be there's a lot of SCU in this guy. It'll be just a sec. I'm almost done booting the phone up. I don't know about double pinging to confirm quant presence from that far out. Oh, Thomas, that's why you come and watch the channel, man. This is what we do all the time. We teach you guys the scanning meta. Yeah, Thomas, you've got to scan at a distance, brother. That's what you got to do in order to kind of, find the rocks much faster. Thank you, Thomas. That's a like and a sub right there, brother. Hang on. Yeah, man, this is what we do. We're I can appreciate that. I understand where you're coming from for sure. That's really funny. All right, the phone's booted up. I'm starting QuantCalc right now. And QuantCalc it's just firing. I'm going to tell you guys how much SCU is in this cluster. Call a friend to come help. Jason, if this was the PU and we'd gone live, I would totally do that. I'm just testing here, having some fun. So no big deal. So this is an 8288 mass. Let's go ahead and get that into QuantCalc. Robert Newsom says, thanks for the tip. Robert, that's what the channel's all about. Giving you guys tips and tricks on how to Quantanium mine. It's my favorite thing to do is teach you that. So no, thank you for staying and watching. Yeah, I was flying until I got an instability rating. This is so much faster. It's very fast, Thomas, for sure. Give me just a sec. It's just kind of finishing up here. Talahane says calculations, mass times the percentage in a decimal. 7,000 at 2. You see 100% rocks, 900 is 18 SCU. That's absolutely right. Another good way to look at it, it's a 40-40, 4,000 mass, or at 40% is 32 SCU. So here we go. QuantCalc's booted up. Sorry, the phone was turned off. So 8288, and that is going to be at 28.6%. We're going to calculate that rock. Give me just a second. And the math on that rock alone is going to be 47 SCU in that rock. Let's take a look at this rock. This rock was a 50. I gotta close it just a touch. 5883. So 5883, and this this is a 34%er. We're going to add that rock as well. There's also going to be 40 SCU in that rock. So in these two different rocks right here, you guys, there's 76 SCU. Quantanium and SCU is 87.37. There's 87.37 SCU in these two rocks. So, if I had somebody on board, 87 SCU of Quantanium, let's just do 8,700 times 88. Let's just kind of run that math. 8,700 times 88. Hold on just a second. Let me go ahead and grab my calculator. 8,700 times 88. This is 760. This is 750,000. 750,000 worth of Quantanium sitting in these two rocks. So, Tella, no, it's okay. Don't worry about it, Tella. This is the PTU. It's not that important. I'm just testing it, you guys. So I'm going to now move in. I think Mauricio was asking me to use a side laser. So I'm going to sneak up here. And I'm going to kind of go down. I want to go down quite a bit. It's, you know, if things had gone live, I'd be calling for a friend to come help or something. But they have gone live. 765K. That's exactly right. So I'll just sit here. I just want to make sure I'm not drifting. Right, that's an important thing. I don't want to be drifting. I'm going to belly up just a touch more. And it's very important you're not drifting when you get out of your seat. So I look like I'm pretty stable. I don't appear to be drifting in any way. I'm going to get out of my seat and head down. So yeah, there's a lot of money in Quantanium in these two rocks. And so this is what makes mining so fun, you guys, is occasionally you're going to get... Occasionally you're gonna strike pay dirt. You know, there's a lot of money in those rocks down there. And I'm only gonna mine the one rock and make sure that we can actually, that the mole is doing its thing. I'm gonna use a side laser here. Mauricio, if you're still on, let me know if you're, like, if there's a light I'm supposed to turn on somewhere here. I'm kind of curious what your thought is with that. This is definitely going to be me on a side laser. And let me go ahead and turn on the power. If I can find it. There we go. All right. Looks like I have plenty of wiggle room all around this guy. Let's go ahead and fire. Now, I'm in sufficient range. That might be a problem, but let's just kind of see how it goes. And sufficient. It might be enough. It might not. Let's just go ahead and see if I can build energy into it. I might have to get a little closer. That's what happens when you're in decouple for hard mode. Fair enough, Thomas. That's funny. And so it is starting to build a little energy into it. Let's see if it falls out entirely. If it does, I may have to go get in the center laser to get a little closer. Let's see here. Lyria Casino. Yeah, it definitely is Lyria Casino for sure. And let's just see if we'll build a little energy into this guy over time. I think I'm a little too far away. Like, if I was in sufficient range, and because of the size of this rock, let me go ahead and do that. Let me just go ahead and... I'm going to move to the center laser first and see if I'm in sufficient range. But I just want to make sure, because it's, you know, it's going to take... I don't want to take, you know, all night long. I didn't position perfectly for a side laser. No big deal. Looks like there's desync. Oh, there's definitely desync with doing this. When you get out, Crown, when you get out of the seat here, there's definitely a little bit of desync. I'm going to move forward on... I'm going to move into with this laser here. Good thing we're here with the mole. You have 3 beams. I wish I could kind of set it up. Haul up on... You know, if... normally, what John is saying is I could have, like, a Lancet or something better here. I don't. You know, I just have what I have. This looks like it's sufficient as well. I'm going to have to scooch a little... I am. I think I'm going to have to scooch a little bit closer in order to break this thing. And that happens with the mole. Listen, the mole is... with the mole, like... Positioning is everything, you guys, with the mole. It's super important to position yourself just perfect. And I did not do a perfect job here. By any stretch of the imagination. Now, it is holding a charge level, so let's just give it a little bit of time. But I really think I'm going to be better served. Just, you know, if something like this happens, you're better served to just go up and get a little closer. That's what I'm going to do. Yep, exactly. John says, I get around 50 meters. I'm too far away. This rock is right out on the edge of what my laser's capable of doing, and I'm just a little bit too far away. So, and I don't solo mole all the time, but I can tell you right now that positioning is everything when it comes to this part of the game, and I'm just a touch too far back. So let's go ahead and fix that. I want to try and get an optimal. Let's try that. That's going to be better. I think I need to get... I'm going to try and get around 69 or so. All right, let's make sure we're not. drifting. $68. We don't look like we're drifting. Good. We'll head down and try and crack it now. And just for posterity, I will head down and go ahead and crack this guy, and let's just go ahead and have a little fun with it. So, as long as I'm in sufficient, like in a better range than I was, it should be just fine. But what John is saying is absolutely true. I could have one laser here that's just a lancet, or pardon me, a helix that would absolutely chew through this rock in a second. So this is optimal range. This is going to be a much better gig. I think in the optimal range, I'm much more likely to keep energy in this thing. As you can see, it's not necessarily falling out as easy. And so Surge would be a good choice right about now. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. A Surge would be a good choice. Obviously this is way out on the edge of our range, but we should be able to do this okay. It'll just take a little bit of time. Good rock, this rock. I mean, this rock has quite a bit of Quantanium in it. It does have 40 SCU of Quantanium in it. So I can't complain about this rock at all. It's definitely a good rock. There's a little bit of desync there. That's pretty common. But we are building energy into it. Mauricio, thank you so much, Mauricio. That's so kind of you. I truly appreciate that. Helix is hard, though. It jumps a buttload. Yeah, but Thomas, what you can do is you can have the helix on one laser onto the side and just pair it with a brand. Just have it brand, just fire a brand when it gets into the green. And then you can use, the helix is really good at fast extraction speeds as well. So that is a fair point. Should have considered the possibility at Thomas. Thomas says, careful at Ramoyne, that could call in a griefer. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure what you guys were chatting about. Mauricio, thank you so much, though. That's so kind. I truly appreciate it. All right, you guys. Crown says, do you need to refine or to sell it, or can you sell it raw? You can sell it raw. And actually, Crown, the first couple runs I make, I'll sell it raw. So even though I'll only get half price, like, hey, if I get half, I'll still have 150,000 scratch in my pocket. Alex Mandro, welcome to the channel. Alex says, hey there. I have trouble getting out of the seat in the Prospector. Do you have any advice? What's the sweet spot to look at to exit? Alex, you just push and hold down Y. If you push and hold down Y, that will let you out of the seat, sir. There's a keybind for that. It's pushing and holding down Y. That should let you out of the seat. Thomas Holder says, I don't quite understand the Brandt. Oh, the Brandt is actually, what it is if you look here, see the instability of 1.71, Thomas? Watch, I'll fire a Brandt. The instability will go from 1.71 to 0.42. So see how that instability has gone down so significantly? It's an important thing. It makes the charge level jump around less. Alex says, "Oh, yeah, you just hold Y, Alex, and that will get you right out of that chair." I hope that helped. And Alex, if you have the Prospector is my favorite ships. My favorite ship. So if you it's my favorite ship. So I like both the Prospectors. But no, man, it's my favorite ship. If you have any other questions about the Prospector, sir, please do ask. So this is going to be like the last rock I broke, you guys. It'll get there, but it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a hot minute to get there for sure. And so it is climbing a little bit. Do you have to get special mining head, or can you run stock? I recommend you do get a special mining head for Quantanium SERP. It is the Lancet MH1. That's the mining head you're going to want for mining Quantanium. It reduces the instability by negative 75%. It's a hugely important thing for Quantanium mining. And it actually, I mean, it's a very good laser for other reasons as well. 144 likes, you guys. We're 6 likes to 150. This is awesome. All right, we're building some energy into this guy, but it's awful slow. And you can see the Brandt fall off there, which is funny. That's what happens when they stop working. As in everything in SD, everything will work stock, but better if you kit it out. That's exactly right. A lot of instability there, but that's okay. And, you can see we're about, it's starting to, creep up here. Light says, awesome detail on the mining charges and consumables. That's one area I totally haven't looked into yet. Lightsaber, you really will want to have some Brants or something like that on board. Duke of Waffles, awesome name. For a Prospector, what are your go-to modules? Duke, what I like myself is an FLTR-XL and 2 Brants and a Lancet MH1. That's what I like, Duke. That's my meta. That's what I enjoy. It works fine. Lancet, Prospector, Lancet 2 for the mole. Yep, size 1 for the Prospector, Lancet size 2 for the mole. That's exactly right. John's exactly right. Juan Carlos is definitely is speaking at Mauricio. That's awesome. Nicely done, Juan Carlos. Thomas Holder says at SERP, get the laser head that fits your ship. Yeah, you definitely want to get size 1s for the Prospector, size 2 for the mole. Yeah, that's awesome, you guys. Mauricio, that's so fantastic. Serpinal says, I think I have Prospector. Yeah, Prospector is an awesome ship to have. You can print money with it once you kind of get used to it. Hey, guys, we did 153 likes. That's awesome. Tonight has just been an unbelievable stream. Now, this has taken a while to build energy into. It will eventually get there, but for sure. Yeah, Chile and Argentina down that way, you guys. Not far away from each other, which is fantastic. 2 absolutely beautiful countries. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's awesome, Juan Carlos. I 100% think that that's fantastic. To me, you know, guys, I'm always stunned, and I mean this in the most loving way, when I can sit in northern Michigan on my computer and talk to you guys. Someone from Chile, someone from Argentina, someone from New Zealand, someone from Britain, someone from Sweden, someone from, you know, all over the place. I know Infinite Reach comes on. He's from Turkey. You know, I just love it, you guys. It's so cool that, you know, that we get a chance to kind of hang out with each other from all over different parts of the world. To me, it's not lost on how amazing that is, you know, and just how much smaller the world's getting because of those things is fantastic. All right, you guys, we're definitely getting a little bit of desync. It is up around 50%. It's starting to get some heat into the laser. Norwegian Viking says Norway. That's awesome. Ricky Gaming says just showed up. Do we know when the update will drop? Ricky Gaming, we're assuming that it's going to be around the 22nd or sometime between the 22nd and the 1st of the month. Somewhere between Friday and the 1st. All right, you guys, we're hanging in there. This guy's being kind of stingy about getting the energy into it, but it'll get there. We're working on it. Daz, hey Daz, how are you? There are a lot of different mining combinations for the Prospector. You have to see what works best for each player. I don't disagree with Daz. There's lots of people. Some people like Surges and Stampedes. Some people like what I like, which is Brants. Some people like the VAUXC3s. Some people like to have the focuses. Some people use Lancet. Some people use Impacts. You know, I mean, it's definitely a mixed bag, and I love it because everybody can pick what they want to pick. Mauricio says, it must be an awesome feeling to reach so many people around the world. It really is a special thing, Mauricio. I can't agree more with that. Curious why in the side turret? I'm not in the side turret. I'm actually in the front turret, but I lined up with the side turret, and that's why it looks like I'm turned to the side a little bit. You can see, right? See, I'm in the... This is what it kind of looks like, you guys. All right. Hey, Jonathan Strong, fellow Michigander. Yeah, Jonathan, that's awesome, man. Love it. I'm up here by Traverse, man. Hello from Idaho and you to Pimp. Thank you, Life Too Short. That's awesome. Idaho in the house, you guys. Focus 3s plus Torn 3 plus Lancet. Not a bad, once again, Viking, not a bad choice. Sleeping Serpent. Hey, Sleeping, how are you, sir? I like the idea of using my Terrapin to scout ahead of miners for mineable rocks. What are the main characteristics of Quantanium that I'm looking for? Well, you're looking for a high instability, Sleeping. You want a very high instability on a rock. You know, like something that's north of 6 absolutely is what you're looking for. Depending on its mass, anything, you know, when it starts getting north of 6 or 7, you know you're in good shape with a high instability. That's what you're looking for. Benson says, hey from Australia. Hey, Benson, nice to see you, sir. Have you ever been attacked for no reason while mining? Of course I've been attacked for no reason while mining, Alex, but not often. Ricky says, see how many countries reach my channel is my favorite part. I love seeing chatting from people all over. Ricky, I agree with that 100. There's Florida right there from Jason. You guys, I agree with that 100%. There's nothing more special than talking to people from all over the world, different cultures, you know, different places, just kind of, all of us kind of sharing our mutual like for, say, computers, computer games, technology things, of course, Star Citizen. It is a wonderful thing. It's a blessing. Like, when I started this channel, it was really so I could meet more people to mine with, and it has been an absolute blessing to have so many different good experiences. Star Citizen community is an absolutely lovely community. We are super blessed. I just started mining with a default prospector. Should I look for Bexlite? Yes, David. Very good question. If I were you with a default prospector, I would head over to Aberdeen. I'd look for Bexlite, Laranite, and Terranite. Bexlite is going to be your best because it's actually the most valuable of the three, and it's the most stable of the three. But you know, you're going to look for rocks that are around 4,000 mass or so. Don't go for real big ones. You know, they're going to be in your wheelhouse more. Beetleheads just depends on the rock mass percentage. Exactly that. Fallen Angel says, hello from Texas. Just found your channel and I'm loving the mining content. Fallen Angel, welcome aboard. That's awesome, you guys. Hey man, nothing wrong with it with the Texan. How you doing, sir? Nice to see you. Beetlehead says, just mine something and you'll get a feel for it. Yeah, I agree with that. No question about it. So we are, you know, putting some energy into this guy, but man, is it not going as fast as I'd hoped. I may kind of get a little closer here if I need to. Drax says, is that... let's go ahead. I'm going to try and just articulate a little bit and see if we can't just kind of... Sometimes when you do this a little bit, you'll actually kind of agitate. This is called agitating, and it kind of makes it get up there a little faster. You can see it's actually working this time. So we're doing a little agitating here. There we go. We're starting to cook a little more now. Doesn't always work, but it does work sometimes. And I don't think G actually will free the laser head here. It doesn't. Just trying to make it go a little faster for you guys. Texas here too. Ricky Gaming, nicely done. Oh, cool. Thanks for the advice. No problem, David. Austin Culp says, do you know if they fixed the mole in this update? They have, David. That's why we're out here testing it right now. Having a little fun with it. Life Too Short says, I have a mole and a prospector in my pledge hanger. After the wipe, do you think I should go straight to the mole or do some... Oh, I would absolutely use the prospector for solo stuff, Life Too Short. That would be my recommendation. Different people may feel differently. I can confirm the mole is fixed in 17.2. I absolutely can too. It's been fixed, but we're definitely going to give it a try. Tell you what, you guys, I think I'm going to get a little closer to this guy. Not a ton, but I guess a little. I mean, we're just not kind of getting the... You know, the thing is it's not even that... It's, you know, it's a decent mass, right? The mass of this rock is 5889. I should be able to crack this guy, but it's just being grumpy. I'm just gonna get a little closer and see if we have a little bit. Tuning in from California says Gearhound. Hey, welcome California. How are you, Gearhound? Nice to see you, by the way. We're gonna get in a touch closer and see if we do any better. I don't have any mining gadgets with me, or I might run out and throw one on there as well. So we're just gonna kind of, you know, this guy is just being stubborn. Now, it is very, very, very right on the edge of what my laser can do. But man, is it being a little stubborn. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of down. I don't want to do it too much, and maybe I'll back up just a touch. All right, let's go ahead and see if we're 50 meters, says John. 50 meters, John. That seems crazy, but I'll do it. You know, John's never let me down. I'll try the whole 50-meter thing. If I have to reposition the scoop, I'm okay with it. All right, let's make sure we're not. Well, not quite 50 meters. All right. Well, let's make sure we're not drifting here. Last week I became concierge, and I'm thinking about getting an Orion. Do you have one yet? I'm sure that, yeah, I do have one, man. I love the Orion. Gearhound gives me a thumbs up. Hey, Gear, nice, man. I love it. All right, we're holding steady here on 50 meters. Let's see what we got. It's definitely right out on the edge, you guys. But it's 40 SCU of Quantanium in this bad boy, so we definitely want to see if we can get her broke. And I appreciate you hanging in there with me, because I just want to really test the scooping part of the thing. But you know what? We're just going to go ahead and give her hack and see how it goes. I go above the rock. Well, that's a very good idea. And I'm not going to necessarily worry a ton about that part of it. I just, you can see right now my range is 28.2. So I'm close. Let's see how we do here. You can see it just fall right back out again. That's crazy. I go above rock so I don't have to move the scoop. Yeah, if I could break this thing, I'd move the scoop. Hi, everyone. Sorry for my absence. Busy weeks at the moment. No problem, Andreas. 50 meters looking down. That makes sense to me, John. I don't solo mole very often, for sure, you know, so. This guy is way out on the edge with this percentage of Quantanium, and it's definitely being grumpy. I would imagine, I mean, it is right out on the edge, right? It's a 58.83. I mean, 59.27 is probably the biggest I've ever broke with a Lancet, so it's right out on the edge for sure. Here, we'll agitate a bit. All right, she's climbing. She's trying to climb. I have trouble converting rock mass to total SCU in my head. How does your brain work that out? Actual question. Well, there are some great tools for it. The way that I do that, Beetle, is in my mind, I think like this, right? So for every 1,000, it's like if the percentage is like 20%, right? So for every 1,000, it's 200 mass. And so that's how I kind of do it, you know, like if it's a 20% rock at, say, 4,000 mass, it's going to be 200, 200, 200, 200, which is 800 mass. And I know 800 mass is 16 SCU. So that's how I do it. I mean, it's a lot of times a rough estimate in my head. But, you know, I know if it's a 5,000 mass rock at 250, so it's 250, 250, 250, 250 is 1,000 or 20, and another 250. So I know that's going to be around 25 SCU. Andrea says, all I did is box of submissions in game, getting my rep. Didn't mind because I was, yeah, I haven't been mining at all inside the PU for a while. What moon am I mining on, Life? I am on Lyria. You know, sir. That's where I'm at. And this rock is being so stingy, you guys. But it is starting to build a little bit of into it now. I'm going to kind of keep. kind of agitating a little bit and seeing if we can make hay at all. It has been it's been a battle. Fish on, man, but it's been a battle. Oh, whoa. Now, I don't think I can actually clock the laser from here. Maybe I can. Let's try. Well, that's weird. Oh, it's not even on. Doesn't look like it's letting me. Okay, I was just going to try to see if I can overclock. Anyway, man. We'll be covering cracking the surface of the rock. Would cracking the surface of the rock increase speed? You know, really, we're right out on the edge of this rock. You know, that's the thing. It's just really the only thing that's gonna help is either time or a mining gadget. Oh, T-Jack says, I see you made the mistake of trying to, a disastrous mistake, trying to mine not just any rock, but a large quant rock. Well, it's not nearly as large as the other one over there, TJ. The other one's 8,200 or 8,300. So this is right out on the edge. This is a 5,800 mass rock. And I normally, like I said, I mean, this is normally in the wheelhouse of a Lancet, a 5883. I mean, it's out on the edge, but it should work. I mean, I've broken 5900s before. I don't exactly know why this guy's being so grumpy. But it is. I think I may just give up on this thing and go find another rock, though. Because all I wanted to do tonight was just make sure that the scooping worked. And, you know, obviously this is... You know, it'd be one thing if this was a situation where I needed it, but this, you know, we're just doing some mining testing tonight. And this guy's just being too grumpy. And I don't have a mining gadget. I think we'll do that. We'll just move on. We'll go ahead, grab another. Yeah, I don't think it's going to pull without a Lancet. Yeah, you know, like normally, I mean, a 5900 I've done before, but it seems to be like it's just being a grumpy guy. So no big deal. I mean, I had that laser on there for a good, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. So. Marici, are you asking me how old I am? I'm 49 years old. That's how old I am. I'm going to be 50 years old here in a little while. All right, that wasn't great, so no big deal. Oh, hold on. It's just part and parcel with... Sometimes when you come back in your seat, things get a little squirrely. All right, let's just kind of move on and shake it off and move forward here. Now that shouldn't be. Do I not have? Oh, that's what it was. I didn't have the. All right, let's kind of 179 scan it. Still so young, says Danny Peltier. Hey, thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. I've never been able to do that before. Life Too Short. I don't. Is there a way? I've never been able to leave a mining laser on. Use the second laser. How, Life? I've never done that before. John, have you done that before? I didn't know that was a thing, you guys. Philip Hoffer says, you are young and just turned 60. T-Jack says, do you think they'll eventually prevent players from solo running mole? Or I don't know that they'll prevent people from doing it. Forget the second laser run surges. I had to Google my birthday because I forgot how it turns out I'm 49. Nice, John. John, we're both. Are you a 72 guy? That's awesome. Nice. Soon to be 37. If you exit the bottom turret, it will stay on. It turned off every time for me. Life Too Short. I mean, I never turned off the power laser. I just kind of exited the laser and it was on. Carry a mining gadget in the future. Yeah, Jet. Guys, if I was just out doing I don't normally solo mole mine. I'll just kind of I'll just head off and find something different. But I absolutely did not have the proper kit out here today, and I knew that. You know, I just was kind of hoping to find something just to scoop and make sure that the mining laser was working good. And definitely in the PTU, like I said, I knew I didn't have everything I needed, but no problem. Robert says, I'm 109. Nicely done, Robert. Fair enough. May have been lag when it did it for me. I think I have done it one time, and I was so flabbergasted. It definitely could have been lag for sure. I'm not saying it's never worked for me, but I can't consistently get it to do it. Telehane says we need to take us all as mole miners together someday and do a stream. I love that idea, Tella. Let's think about doing that for sure. But what rock will not break without a lancet is it's normally around 5,900 mass is going to be kind of the top shelf for a lancet, unless you have a mining gadget to put on there. And that was a 5883, but it was also a high percentage, like a 36% on the Quantanium. So, you know, it just was being grumpy. Do a barrel roll. Okay. For the night. Good luck, brother. Oh, hey, Thomas. Thomas, you know what, Thomas? Here we go. What, man? Just for you. One barrel roll for sure. There you are, man. Thomas, thank you for joining me tonight, brother. We'll try not to crash this big beast. There's a barrel roll just for you, sir. Take care of yourself. Size 2 is more power? No, they're not, Drac. Actually, they're the same power, which is kind of weird. But that's just how it is. It's more of a size thing than a power thing. All right, that's a single rock. I'm about to sell my first mining cargo. Thank you, guys. Oh, my stars. That's so awesome, David. It's such a good feeling that first time you sell, sir. You're going to love it. All right, we're kind of keep on moving this direction here. Those were really nice. I mean, that was a lot of Quantanium back there in those two rocks. You know, and I was really hoping to be able to crack that. If it had been just a little smaller, maybe we would have gotten it. I was actually surprised that it eventually didn't get it. I figured it would just be a time thing if we just kind of waited it out. Thomas says, thank you. No problem, Thomas. That's awesome, man. All right. I just want to find one more rock to, you know, and you know, to mine here. We're looking for one more rock. We're just monkeying around. But I do want to test the kind of the scooping mechanic. And I could scoop anything if I wanted. But I figured we'd fly around and find a little more Quantanium. David Julian's, if you need an escort, I'm happy to help. Thank you, Driz. That's very kind of you. How you doing, Driz? Nice to see you tonight, by the way, sir. All right, you guys. That's a single rock there. And we're just kind of cruising along here, looking for trouble. What do we got there? Single rock. I like these hills here. Usually it's a good, nice, good sign here. It's good hills. 10.1. Single rock. Notice both of them flashed right there, but that was not doublers. I think the lance is only half difference in the range of beam. Yeah, that's true, probably, John, for sure. David Julian says, thank you. Ermagerd, it's a Driz. That's hilarious, Drac. That's really funny, Drac, actually. It's weird that my mind kind of like read the Ermagerd. That's funny. All right. Trying to keep it honest here. A couple of great big rocks back there we had to leave on the deck for sure. Serp says, what's the ideal landscape? Mountain, valleys, or flat? Normally kind of as kind of hills empty out into some flats, a lot of times you'll find some clusters. I mean, there's nothing. You'll find them everywhere here on Lyria, you know, but it's, you know, there is, I definitely have found a lot of clusters that are kind of in the flats near some hills. A lot of single rocks here. All right, out there at a distance, what do we got? Another single rock. I'm going to go ahead and increase the speed just a touch. Hot today. Yeah, it's been hot. I mean, I think it was in the 90s today up here, Driz, for sure, in northern Michigan, which, I mean, that means it's, you know, it's scorching. Yeah, but people in the UK and other areas have been like, it's just been a barn burner. Absolutely. How hot was it where you're at, Driz? T-Jack says, so run off like gold. Yeah, it's hilarious. T-Jack. And T, I normally, just so you know, T, I definitely usually mine in the Prospector, but I just wanted to test the mole one last time here before the patch drop, just to make sure that the scooping was working good. Blighty says, on a steep hill, when you break a smaller rock, you can roll. It absolutely can happen. All right, those are singles. It's a single. That's a single rock. All right, we're just kind of moving along here. A couple of opportunities out this way. Let's kind of turn around and look at them. There are some doublers. Let's go take a look at those and see how we do. Tella says, I know if your power supply is too low with everything, you can run out of power mining. That very well could be. You know, I don't know that I did that for sure. But, yeah, I definitely wasn't, you know, it was certainly something that should have been within my range. I'm in Arizona. It was 109. Holy mackerel, Driz. It was a little bit more hot for some reason. 109 degrees. Oh, my stars. That's crazy. All right, here's some doublers right here. Let's take a look at them. Danny Peltier's quick question is, now, Danny, I have sticks. I have VKB Gladiators, but when I go to mine, like right now I'm using mouse and keyboard. So I do FPS stuff, mouse and keyboard. I mine mouse and keyboard. It's just, I just got used to it that way. But then I normally fly, I have my sticks in my hand. Do you play with mouse and keyboard? Yeah, I definitely do. It's a little bit of a hybrid model, Danny, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. What do we got? This is a 3300 mass. Quantanium 6%. You know the mining gods are like, dude, you just left 80 SCU back there. We're not. Quantanium 2%. So, not these guys. The mining gods are like, you left all that Quantanium back there. It's so funny. It's true. It's 80 some SCU of Quantanium, and I couldn't mine any of it. But the kid I have on board. Do that on Facebook, they say you're stirring the pot. That's hilarious. Alright. Boom. Nice. I had the VK Gladiator Evo Premium myself. Yeah, that's what I have. I love those things, Danny. Those things are great sticks for the price. You know, and I had always said to myself, you know, hey, if I could justify, like if I get these VKBs and feel like I need the better ones, I'd do it. But I got them, and I don't think I do. I mean, I think they're great. I think they're a really good, median point between, you know, really out of control prices and you know, but also awesome. But you know, like I said, I just love these things. You have to do FPS mining someday. Yeah, that's true. Alrighty, let's go ahead and ping these out. Single rock. Things seem very smooth, I'll tell you that much. Single rock. Beautiful. Love my gladiators. Yeah, they are really good, for sure. Look at all those. That's a nice batch of gems down there, you guys. Really nice batch of gems. Single rock. Cruising along here, really enjoying it. Just kind of just taking it all in. Single rock. Single rock. The dual T1600s, 16,000s or whatever they are. I have the stick and the throttle version of that, John, and I like those. I mean, I got them for Elite Dangerous back in the day. They were like the color schemes of Elite. I think they were like specifically made for Elite, or Thrustmaster kind of made those, and I liked them. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with them. They're great sticks. They worked great. I was originally planning on the Constellation Alpha from Virpil. Yeah, exactly. That's where I was kind of at too, Danny, and I just... I'm really happy I went with these because they're, they're not nearly as expensive, and they're fantastic sticks. We're sailing along here. All right. Gotta send these guys out. Some pings in. There's a ping. I don't have any eye tracker stuff. I definitely want to get that, but I don't have it yet, for sure. All right. Let's see if we can't find something to put the lasers on here. Grim at 2594. Welcome to the channel. I have the Constellation Alphas, both left and right. They're great. I'm sure that they're great. There's no question in my mind that those Virpils are fantastic. Absolutely no question in my mind that they're good, good, good. It just is, for budget, budgetary thing type of thing. Was just, I think these are going to be gem icons up here, by the way, guys. I definitely just didn't have it in my budget, when I was kind of looking at sticks, and and these just fit. These might be doublers. Let's take a look here. I don't know. Yeah. Metal Dragon, this is the mole, sir. How's the hunt going? Halliday says, how's the hunt going? Halliday, we did good. I mean, we definitely did good in the Prospector. I actually found some really nice stuff to mine here in the mole, but it was just a little bit too big. One of them was right around 58, almost 5,900, and one of them was 8,200. They were both great rocks, but unfortunately, I could not get them in the hopper. The mole is a thirsty girl. She is a thirsty girl. She's a big old chunk of munka. You can see, she's just there's just a lot there, and she's chunky. All right, once we get within 275, we should be able to get our. Let's take a look at that. That is going to be a 2%er. The mining gods are definitely not happy with us because we drove away from 80-some SCU. Another 2%er. We'll keep on looking. And so we'll just kind of see how it goes. Like I said, at any point I could just kind of mine whatever, but I was definitely hoping to find something in the wheelhouse, a little Quantanium. And I love this time of, as you can see, it's like, it's daylight out, but it's, we'll start kind of heading more in this direction. But as you can see, it's absolutely beautiful this time of the day on Lyria. It's just got that soft looking, beautiful stuff. Thomas Farley, how are you tonight, Thomas? I had the mole for a while when I was testing this. Yeah, that's it. That's basically what we're out here doing, is just testing the mole a little bit, making sure she's doing what she's supposed to be doing right before we kind of look for the patch to go live here. Thomas says, hey, how's it going? I love watching your past live streams. Thank you very much, Thomas, for sure. Welcome aboard, man. Nice to see you. Hey, look at that, Thomas. You're my good luck charm, man. Nicely done. Nice Quantanium cluster over here. And this is what we were looking for. Hopefully it's got something in it that we can mine. And we'll go ahead and pull back to the 90. That'll keep them right out in front of us. This is a nice cluster. Sending good vibes. Thank you, Metal. Oh, the mining gods can be fickle. They sure can, you guys. Well, looks like they've decided to kind of pull me out of the fire here, maybe. Same man, he usually streams while working. So, yeah, you know, like, I try and, you know, and you guys know this. I try and kind of, I'm very chatty through my streams. And I do that because a lot of people came to me fairly early and said, I kind of watch your stream like it's a podcast, man. And so, you know, I definitely try and just kind of keep it going, you know. And it does, you know, a lot of people do kind of come watch it later. All right, so we've got some nice, beautiful little cluster here. This is going to be a 6,700 mass at 9%, so that's not going to work for us. What about this guy? I'm a little bit too far. This is a 7,200 mass, so you got to be within 275 to get your scan results. And we've got a 2%er. We still have quite a few rocks to scan here. We're looking around. Yeah, this is a cluster, Serp. There's a 2%er. We've got 5 more to scan. Just because you find it doesn't mean there's always something to scan, sir. Or something to mine. There's another 2%er. Crossing our fingers here. The mining gods are grumpy at us. Hey, Mobutu, how are you? Nice to see you. That is a 7%er. We got 3 more to scan, you guys. Oh, my goodness. Keeping our fingers crossed. 4,600 mass. That is a 21%er. That one's worth mining, but hopefully one of these two are better. 3,793. That's a 2%er. Last rock here. This is a 6,300 mass, so we couldn't mine it anyways. It is a 2%er. So there was really only one rock here worth kind of mining, but it's very mineable at a 4,600 mass. It's a 26%er. We'll just go in and do this one. Like I said, we're just here testing tonight, guys. So it's just, this is perfect. This is a great little rock to test on. I will kind of get in here. This should not be a difficult break at all. I'm going to belly up just a touch. Now I'm going to make sure I'm not drifting. And I don't appear to be. And we're going to go back and head back and break this rock. A cluster that big, you could break them all and only take the pure quant and fill them all. Yeah, there was just a lot of 2%ers though, Mobutu. Sometimes you get lucky and there's like, you know, a lot of 15 or 18%ers or something in a cluster like this. I like to call those a working man's cluster. But this didn't really have, I had a lot of 2%ers in it. And it had, you know, just this 120-some% in it. Hey, Macedon, how are you, brother? Hope you're doing well. So this is this isn't a great rock, you guys, but it's not terrible. It's 4,600 at 20, you know, so this is, the nice thing is this will be a pretty easy break, and we'll get it broke. A light on the mole turret would be pretty nice. Yeah, I agree with that for sure, Beetle. I do. 160 lights tonight. How about that? Mass, make sure you do throw, you know, your link to your channel up in here. Macedon does a lot of Star Citizen content, does some videos and some streaming. Please do make sure you do like and sub for Macedon. He definitely would love to see some of you folks over that way. He does lots of different, some cave spelunking, some bounty hunting, some trading I've noticed, Mass, lately. Nicely done, by the way. Been enjoying it. All right, you guys. Hopefully this darn laser will get this one into the green today. You know. Not a big mass. This should be an easy peasy break. Doing good. Just finished cutting the grass. Later than usual, but the heat was nuts today. The heat was absolutely nuts today, Mass, for sure. Everybody's been coming in and talking about what kind of a scorcher it was today. Danny Peltier says, thanks for reminding me for the like. I had forgotten to do it. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate that. Guys, we've had some wonderful donations. Some new members join. A lot of people have subscribed to the channel tonight. I can't thank you enough. It has been absolutely fantastic. So we're going to break this rock. We're going to make sure the mole is scooping good. And we're going to go from there. So let's go ahead and get this guy broken down and make sure it's scooping appropriately. And we will, just out here to test the mole more than anything. It's a 1.7 instability over this mass. It should be just fine to deal with. Should not be terribly difficult. You can see we are starting to get kind of that glazing type look where it almost looks like kind of frost over top of the glass. That happens in the mole a lot. It's not uncommon. Looks like we're hanging in there just fine on the break. We're almost there. Mauricio says, you deserve it. Thank you so much, Mauricio. So kind of you. All right, you guys, there's the break. And, good thing we get the outlines here. Hey, there's a nice size rock. I wonder how that guy broke. Let's see there. There's not much in that one. All right, no big deal. What about this guy? That's going to be nothing as well. What about this guy? That's going to be nothing as well. Looks like it broke up in good concentrate here. Was 1.59 subscribers, now 1.64. Oh, my stars. Wow, you guys. What a great night on subscribers. Holy mackerel, you guys. That is fantastic. Really appreciate that. That's so huge. Lovely raiders on Lyria. Yeah, I'm mining at night too, so if they're coming, they're coming for sure. You know. It was a little bit of desync there, but you've got to resist the urge during that desync, and I know it's hard to, but you got to resist the urge to move the laser because the laser is actually on the server side's not moved at all. It took me the longest time to figure that out because I would always try and compensate for the desync. Don't do that. Just leave the laser there. If you're freaked out about it, maybe overcooking it, just turn the laser off. That's what I would highly recommend. Good break right here. Pretty straightforward break. This is going to be, this chunk's not going to have a lot in it. This chunk must have a lot in it. Yeah, not as much as I would have thought. Must be some underneath there. Alright, we're kind of running this guy up here. Oh, it fell out just a touch. Hold on. I thought I had it in a good place. Do you people remember StarCraft intro, the guy salvaging the destroyed ship and the Protoss came and... Yeah, I do remember. That's amazing. I really liked StarCraft a lot. I enjoyed that game a ton. Now, I was never that great at it, like where down to the second I could figure out like what needed to be done. But I did enjoy that game a lot. I thought it was fun. Blizzard did a great job with that game. Just search Mastodon Star Citizen. YT should pop up. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Mass. Speaking of underneath, is there a go-to fix for rock pieces underground? Not really, Beetle. That's one of the issues with mining on the surface is there are occasions where they fall through the geography and they just, there's not a lot you can do about it really, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. All right, you guys, this is very interesting. That was that 7%er. Not a lot here. We're just going to kind of extract and then just kind of see what's there and left. And you've got plenty of time here to break an extra rock if you need to, by the way. I know it doesn't seem like it. The one thing I love about the mole, you guys, is it will just scoop like crazy here, by the way. I can kind of scoop a lot of the extra up. I'm not even being discerning with the laser. I'm just grooving along here. So what do you compensate for having different waypoints for area hangers? I know QT had a timer on it for having different waypoints for areas. QT does have a timer on it. I guess you just want to try and be as efficient as possible, Metal. Makes me feel better about the 100% quant piece I left behind. Yeah, that definitely can happen, Beetle, for sure. Those, especially, that happens a lot when you have the, Prospector, for sure. Zarl says, wow, still streaming. Just got back after making tea and talking to my grandma for a bit. I am still streaming for a little while longer, Charles, for sure. And really enjoying the stream tonight. That's 70% right there. Boy, we're just crossing 10 SCU now, you guys. I just want to grab that piece. Kind of got a lot of trash on board, you guys. It's interesting. That's probably a decent piece. Oh. There was supposed to be about 40 SCU in this rock, is how I pegged it. And I tell you, I'm not seeing a whole lot here. This is... What's in this guy back down here? A little Quantanium in there. Let's go ahead and grab that up. Oh, am I not on it? Come on over here. There we go. We'll get this guy ramped right up. Hey, Droid, how are you tonight? I've been watching videos about SC, and I really want to play it. What's the status of the game? Well, you know, the status of the game is you have to understand it's not a polished title. It's definitely an alpha, so you do go in understanding that you are testing. But I love Star Citizen. I mean, I absolutely adore this game. I know that it's got its problems, but it's an absolutely fantastic game. I mean, there's no other space game that you're going to find, I think, that's doing quite the same thing that Star Citizen does, Droid. And I think that you'd find most people on the channel here would recommend you give it a try. I mean, it's definitely, you don't have to spend a ton of money. You can just get one of the entry level packs and you know, for I think for $45 or $50 or and so would it be worth it to mine everything you come across other than Quantanium? Sure. I mean, it's never a bad idea. Now look at that. There's some 14% Quantanium in this guy. All right, we got to hurry up though. We're starting to kind of get down on the timer, but this will be a fast thing. We'll smash this thing up, scoop it up, and grab the two underneath it. This had 40 SCU of Quantanium in it. Well, no, maybe it didn't. No, I'm sorry. This I forgot. This wasn't that good of a rock. I was thinking of the one earlier. But there's still a little bit of Quantanium down there. I cooked some chicken, smashed taters, and watching this, love it. That is awesome. Chicken and taters, man. That's a delicious dinner too. Anytime. Every time, chicken and taters is fantastic. Love it. I forgot that this wasn't that great. I just wanted to test the scooping more than anything here. There was a couple pieces under here that had some Quantanium in them. So I'm just kind of using the headroom in the mold to just scoop all that stuff away and grab it. Hey, Mass, look at that, sir. Love it. Thank you very much, Danny. That's very kind of you. I'm gonna try and drag Zal and Mass and Truby out on a mole. You know, just we're gonna go do like a really good mole mining session one of these nights after the patch drops to see if I can twist their arm and do a stream with you with a good full mole crew. You guys can kind of hear the banter that goes on for communication with mole stuff because it's really fun. Not seeing the remaining cargo space notification. I got a little bit of stuff on board, you guys, but I think that's just below the surface. Our test was successful, though. That's the most important thing, was just testing it. Let's go ahead and head back in. This is in the HUD of the pilot. I solo mole all the time and use a stopwatch and didn't even know the ship had a timer on it. Yeah, that's exactly, John. I mean, I have a kind of a, you know, I do a lot of Quantanium mining. I know we're definitely here first alarm before we have the ship down. For sure. I don't think we'll get the second alarm, but we're going to get first alarm for sure this time. Because I was monkeying around. Plus, we're on the dark side of the planet, so we've got to hit a little bit of extra. For sure. No big deal. We're going to go ahead and ramp up. I'm just going to go ahead and goose her. I'm going to pull the VTOLs. Well, that's interesting. What's going on there? Oh, am I in the game? Yeah, that's kind of strange. Like I'm not able to kind of set my... Yeah, I don't know. Let's set route on that, no problem. There we go. Yeah, I was acting a little weird. It wasn't letting me turn up my velocity meter for a second. No big deal. Let's get a little altitude. We'll kind of head over here and we'll head on in. Now, this was not, by any stretch of the imagination tonight, guys, like this was not a typical, you know, space shorts kind of Quantanium, looking for Quantanium, sniffing it out type of thing. Yeah, my limiter wouldn't go up for a minute, Mobutu. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, the limiter itself was actually, like, I was pushing it up, but it wasn't going. I was like, what the heck's going on with my limiter? So, yeah, no, I totally get that. So, yeah, I mean, I normally headhunt for a lot more than this, but I just wanted to test the mole tonight. Of course, we had a couple of nice runs with the Prospector. And I do want to do, like a full mole stream sometime soon, because there's really interesting kind of communication that goes on between when people are mole mining. First of all, there's lots of laughs and that type of thing. And, yeah, Mass, it's lovely, man. It's awesome. Good, you know, I'm really, really proud of that. So yeah, no big deal. We'll hear first alarm before I land this ship for sure. But like I said, for me, when I pilot the mole, I know it takes me 2 minutes to get to get the claim terminal. Fair enough, Metal. I understand that. Drax says pushing my luck with Logitech X52s. Hope my coordination. Yeah, I mean. Those are good sticks, though, even though they're a little older, Drac. I mean, they're good sticks, for sure. We got the XL1 drive on this guy. There's first alarm right there. So pretty uncommon for me to hear first alarm. So, and let me spool up, and we're just fine, though. We still have plenty of time, you guys. It's just fine. I don't think we'll hear second alarm. We might, which would be kind of fun. But, you know, first alarm, second alarm, those don't normally go off on the channel here too much. And, you know, it's a little fun. I was kind of hanging out there, just kind of grabbing whatever. And there wasn't a ton of Quantanium. It's so funny, because even with the little bit of Quantanium I grabbed, it would have been, you know, close to 100. Hey, Saban says, was a great stream. Happy I was recommended your content. Signing off for the night. Looking forward to your next stream. Have a good night, all. Saban, thank you so much for that contribution tonight to the channel. I can't thank you enough. I mean it when I say it makes a huge difference in my day-to-day. You know, it keeps the lights on here, keeps the coffee flowing. It's definitely going to help. With the channel. So thank you so big, sir. Please take care of yourself. We'll definitely see you the next time, and we do, you know, lots and lots of Quantanium mining. Come back. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. All right, you guys. I had to lean on the old boost there for a minute. I'm bringing her in hot. I started uploading my mining videos to my... that's awesome. Danny, that's cool. It's always good to kind of, different people will kind of have different perspectives, Danny. I love it. Mabutu says, so how much is a mole full of Quantanium worth? A lot, Mabutu. You're gonna look at a situation where you're looking at 9,600 times 88. So if you had 9,600 times 88, now don't get me wrong, you're gonna have some refining costs and some fuel costs, but do that math, 9,600 times 88. And then that's when you begin to realize kind of how much a mole's worth. And I've had a couple of unicorn moles before where we've had a full 96 SCU. All right, you guys, we're bringing it right in. 96 SCU times 44. That would be just selling it raw, or times 88 if you're selling it. Oh, Danny, I understand, man. I definitely am. I definitely am pretty vocal. People kind of, it's just kind of how I run my program. I don't expect anybody to have as much, be half as great, half as. All right. So, anyways, I'll go ahead and turn that off. We'll back out of here. Is Mole Master Race again? No, that's funny. Jonathan, that's awesome. Love the name. Jonathan Winter's too. Great name. Love that. 844,800. So you're gonna have some refining costs and some shipping costs, fuel costs, and that type of thing, Mabutu. So you're definitely gonna be looking at probably in the neighborhood of about 830,000 or 820,000, something like that. So very nice, very, very, very nice. All right, we're just going to head on in here. I've gotten to where I can hear the elevator very faintly, and I know it's so I just know I can blast through it. We're going to go in and store. I had never heard second alarm go off, so we're in good shape there. And so, yes, absolutely, Metal. Like, what? Look, you guys, I'm trying to click here to store my ship. Why is it not working? Metal's absolutely right. If you it's like 1.2 million or something if you have a full freelancer max. I'm gonna go ahead and store this. Yeah, window jump. What is the best place to sell the refined? Any one of the TDDs is fine. Is there a key binding to turn off a ship? Yes. Oh, I think it is U turns off all the power on the ship, David, and R will spin it back up. All right, you guys, it's that time of the stream where I have to just say, hey, scumbag, welcome to the channel. Scuba, how you doing? PTU is looking so bad right now. Oh, no. I think it's doing really well, Scum. I mean, it was working good. I don't feel like, I don't like these fast elevators. I can appreciate them, Mauricio. Dracona says, okay, everyone, you know the drill. Everyone talk at once and get him distracted so he blows chunks. That's awesome. I'm usually a chatterbox, but I'm sadly playing alone. My org focus on combat stuff. I prefer mining. I understand how that goes, Danny. On the keyboard, it's U. CRUL1 is the plus 3% quant. I agree with John in that. You will turn everything off. It's you. Okay, yep, that's exactly right. So, couple things I want to say tonight. Tonight has been absolutely fantastic. I wasn't doing a ton of serious mining as much as I was really testing the scanning mechanics, making sure the mole's working how it should. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. I can't thank you enough. It's been a beautiful evening. I always like to say the coffee was fantastic. The Quantanium was pretty good tonight. But the conversation, you guys, was unbelievable. I know it's a little corny, but it means so much to me that people from all over the world come and enjoy the stream. You guys are all awesome. I do not deserve. You guys are all just so fantastic. I love mining in Star Citizen, and I hope that you guys come back and enjoy it. I just, like I said, I'm over the moon with how awesome all the conversation has been. Thank you so much. You guys have a lovely evening. Please, every one of you, take care of yourself. And I'll be streaming, I think, Saturday morning, maybe Friday night. Maybe Friday night, maybe Saturday morning, depending on If my wife needs a hand this weekend, then she might. So take care, everybody. I'll be thinking about you all, and I will see you all around the verse.